We're live, and that's perfect because it's a pleasure to welcome our friend Memory Flo from his Memory Flo channel that I
Hmm.
highly recommend. All those his reviews are into the depth description.
Well,
Very
as
he's very
as much as I
spoken.
can.
No, you did brilliant job about
Oh,
all of them.
thank you, thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. I do admit that when I started my channel, I started a lot more in-depth videos than what I'm doing now. Right now,
Hmm.
I'm focusing more on, well, it's not by choice, it's just by feeling. I'm focusing more on first impressions, which I think is something quite stimulating, just to gauge my facial expressions. And whenever I'm smelling a fragrance for the first time on camera, this is why I told you before I was actually thinking about starting live streams myself, because I think it's an interesting approach, just to smell fragrance for the first time and do it live. But
Yeah, and do it
I was
live.
just too afraid to do that, I guess, because sometimes there's, when you're live, when you're recording, does it
Hmm.
happen to you? Because it does happen to me quite a lot. I forget something and then just freeze. And I'm just like an idiot standing there with my camera open. And I can't remember a simple word or something. And I have to search for it. And this is why I'm filming from with my computer in front of me. Because, oh God, I think it's
It
the
happens
age.
because it's live. It's when you're stressed, it always
Yes.
chokes your mind. So you
Yes.
have to stay relaxed and open as you can be, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's hoping. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so it happens to me, and it belongs to the live streaming always. Like when you wanna express something and you forget it because yeah, and someone is here. First guy, Marino Bombini. Thank you,
oh,
Marino,
oh,
for
hello.
watching. There were a couple of four
I
viewers.
I know
Uh,
Marino.
yeah, you know him. It's your
Yeah, we're
friend.
friends. Yeah, we're friends on Instagram. Thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
he's watching, and it's a pleasure for us to join in our
Yes,
stream
definitely.
and in our talk, and everybody is welcome here just to join in discussion about increasing of the
Everybody.
pricing.
Yes, the
Aha.
price increases, and well, basically the changes that are going on at Guerlain right now. And sad to say, not only at Guerlain.
Hmm.
This is something that's, I think it's a consequence of the political stage, the global stage, the stage, the interesting times that we live in.
Yeah, and
Um,
those when you have economical bankrupts, and the money is just inflation, simply inflation. It's
yes,
due
there,
to
there's.
inflation consequences as
I don't think there's any country in the world that's not affected by inflation right now.
yeah, it's
So
including
that's.
uh, each single state, yeah, on
Mhm.
on
And
earth.
it's funny how, you know, I don't want
It-
to I
it's
don't
what I
want to
mentioned.
mention capitalism so fast in the stream, but it's something that will happen during these times. A lot of businesses have increased their prices, and it's something normal. But I'm thinking, when is it not normal, right? When is it a subject of discussion? Well, the price increases at Guerlain have been quite remarkable, right? I mean, it started during
last
Started
year,
during the
last summer.
pandemic. No, I
Hmm.
think it started during the pandemic. The first sign was the discontinuation or the change, yeah, because that's the better way to put it.
Changing
The
of packaging.
changing of the bottles. You know,
Hmm.
I should get
You
some.
can you can show us. And what I've
Yes.
mentioned, memory. What's funny?
Yeah.
And then what I've noticed that is the when one company increases the prices and the rest of the companies in perfume business do the same thing
Yep.
all over the perfume business. So and now when you're searching for the perfumes, all those perfumes are almost twice as up with the price right now.
Yes. Well, this price increase that they're doing is also affecting vintages, and it's something I want to talk about later about the increase in vintage prices because it's very interesting what they did there. Because they're all connected. Now, I do remember maybe it was 2020 when this all started. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember the first ones to increase their prices for their exclusive line have been Chanel.
Yeah,
Do you remember that? It
yeah,
was it was quite the topic back then, you know. Do you remember when 100, because I don't I'm such a silly goose because I don't remember the quantities at Chanel. Did they have 75 and 200 as well?
yeah. They
Or
have.
I don't remember. I think they had 75 and 150
Maybe.
milliliters. I
Mhm.
don't remember. I'd have to bring my Coromandel, but I'm too lazy. So,
Yeah, and you don't
and
have to
they,
do that, but now they have recently they have definitely or no, they maybe have 150 milliliters still.
I don't know. I don't. I'll have to check because I don't know. But they were the first ones to increase their prices. And I'm not sure if it also included a reformulation of all of their scents, but I think it did because people started complaining. Now, because I'm not a Chanel guy. I'm not the only fragrance I have from Chanel is Coromandel and Number 19 and Teus,
Hmm.
and I don't care all that much what happens to that brand, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I've always been a Guerlain fan. I've always been. So I knew all of their bottles. I knew all of their prices always. So this type of bottle, this is the typical this okay, thank you. Thank you. It's 75 and 200. Yes. And their prices were something like 185 euros for the 75 because I remember this because it was cheaper than Guerlain. And
Hmm.
200 milliliters were something in the realm of 300 euros or something close to that. I don't know.
Chanel's
And
or
they
Guerlain? Chanel's
Chanel
probably.
Chanel's, yeah,
Yeah,
the
Chanel.
Les Exclusifs,
Hmm.
and they increased the price not too much. I think it was maybe a 15 euro increase, which is,
The first.
it's still but they were,
Yeah,
I think they were the first ones to do it. Now, this type
I
of bottle
remember
at
those
Guerlain,
prices.
mhm,
They were increasing. They were increasing the prices twice. It was probably year or year and a half ago, and it was about 20 euro, 12, 20 euros, as you say, and
I
then
don't remember what happened recently because I don't follow their prices because I don't care. I remember it was 2020, and I had on my list I wanted to purchase Cure de Russie,
hmm.
but the thing is, and it was still decently priced
Yeah,
because I could afford it. Now I couldn't. I couldn't afford it now. So I wanted to buy Cure de Russie, and I spoke to
head of the
Stephen from Place Vendôme, because I all my purchases, I do it at Place Vendôme, Belgium. I do
Mhm.
recommend that store always. Um,
I'm not familiar with it, but
you're not?
no, no, no.
Oh,
So
oh well,
maybe you can
it's a
send me a
very
link. Yeah,
yes,
after
definitely.
stream.
I'll yeah, sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I remember I spoke to Steven, and there was something going on at Guerlain. They started discontinuing fragrances en masse. Like one of my most favorite scents from their line, which was Le Parfum de 68, wouldn't be available anymore. So I just had to purchase that instead of Kir de Russie.
Hmm.
So if I didn't get it, then it was gone. Now let me just finish this idea. This type of bottle, the old La Lamatière bottle, this used to
Those were my
cost.
most faves. Those were
Yes, and
my
they
most fave
they still
bottles.
are my favorite because I think they're the most beautiful, exclusive bottles that they are, especially when you keep them side by side,
They
like
really are.
the covers of
They
a
are.
book in a library or in a
They are most
bookcase.
timeless looking bottles,
Well,
probably
I don't know
in
about I don't know
very
about
very
timeless.
versatile, very timeless. Like
I
with
don't. Yes,
minimalism.
they're definitely, yes, because they're minimalistic. They're definitely modern. This is a Kir Beluga, by the way.
Mhm.
That's full of my prints.
And
Um,
that's my favorite, Kurbeluga
is
from
it?
that line.
Is it?
Is it because I had two samples from Guerlain boutique from Prague,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I've tested it just year by year, and it's really much more impressive than Spiritus Tonka Imperial or Spiritus Double One. They
Well,
sometimes
they're
too sweet or too sweet for
yes.
me,
Well,
leaning more to the feminine side. And Kur Beluga is fair enough. I like that suede, smooth
well,
suede.
this was done by Olivier Polge.
Hmm.
And for me, because this is from story to story, I, um,
Excellent.
when I, when I first smelled Kirbeluga,
Hmm.
I didn't like it.
Hmm.
I thought it was sweet, too
Hmm.
sweet and too gourmand for me because I do not like gourmand scents.
Okay.
Um, And when I smelt it, I think I purchased something else. I think I purchased, I don't remember now, but I purchased other fragrances from Guerlain because I smelt
Kur,
it in,
yeah, Guerlain Louis
in
or something.
I smelt this in Barcelona.
Hmm.
Yes, in a Guerlain boutique in El Corte Inglés, and I didn't like it. But the lady there, and this is the importance of samples. The lady
Yeah.
there gave me samples.
Hmm.
She gave me samples from everything. So I went home. Yes, I remember I purchased Derby. Do you know Derby
Yeah.
or Darby or Derby or whatever?
Yeah, I like it so much. I like Derby.
Mm-hmm.
I like Derby Vuyu. No, Lupin Vuyu.
Yes, it's from that collection, Les Parisiens, the male line.
Le Parisien. Yeah.
That the one you're talking about is Arsène Lupin, and
Arsène Lupin.
it comes in two types. There's Arsène Lupin simple
Yeah,
and
original the
Arsène
black
Lupin
one.
voyou. Yeah.
Yeah, Voya with the wooden light wooden ring.
Yes. Yes. Well,
And
they're both
yeah,
of them.
the
They're very
collectors.
woody, spicy scents. So, and when I got home, I started wearing my samples. And when I researched that this had indeed been done by Olivier Polge, with Dior being the eau de toilette, Dior being my
Favorite.
absolute favorite for years now.
Mine too.
I started to understand the fragrance a lot more because I understood where it's coming from and I smelled the leather. Because I always wondered why was it called Cuir Beluga and there was no leather in it? Well, there is a leather in it, and the
But very
leather
sweet.
is fascinating. Did you
Hmm.
know? Did you know that vanilla naturally has a leather facet?
No. Didn't
Well,
know.
this is it. This is
Mhm.
the leather facet of vanilla in Kirbeluga. It is spectacular. Vanilla
It
does have a leather facet. Have you? I think the easiest way to smell it is in Lune Feline. Do you know Atelier des Arts, Lune Feline?
that haven't ever had any possibility to smell them, but I bet they're good.
Oh, they're oh, it's very good, but it's terribly expensive. I couldn't recommend I couldn't recommend that brand. I
Uh-huh.
don't have it, but I did smell it once or twice, and I did like it. And I remembered it for the leather facet of the vanilla. It's interesting. So back to the bottles. Now these
Mhm.
bottles, 75 milliliters, they used to cost 205 euros,
Yeah,
right?
back
Okay.
in 2018 or
Back in, I mean, I don't know the prices when they were launched. For instance, I think Kirbeluga is from the very first, from 2005. I don't know the prices. But do
hmm
mind that these prices have stayed the same, more or less, for more than 10 years.
hmm
More than, I think it's, oh my God, I think it's more than 15 years, you know?
yeah.
And in the in 2020 or 2021, I don't remember. I should look at the bottle. Yes, it was 2021. This was the first launch, if I'm not mistaken. I will stand corrected if somebody wishes to correct me. This was the fragrance that they launched with the occasion of the changing of all the bottles.
Yeah, I
Yes,
noticed that,
this
and
was it. Now, we could talk about the new bottles. I mean,
maybe people who are not
what do you
familiar,
feel? What do you feel about this bottle?
I don't feel connected with this type of thing. It like
I don't feel connected as well. I
it's
mean,
too fancy to me.
it's fancy,
Doesn't
yeah.
it's too fancy and trying to imitate something,
Is
and
it? What is it? I don't know. I don't have
maybe
any opinion
maybe
on this.
just to look as a luxury perfume, or more to trying to look more luxurious, and or get
But
that
isn't
luxurious
i- i-
attention.
isn't this more luxurious looking than this? I don't know. If you ask me, this looks a
To
lot more
me, yeah,
luxurious.
the original is something that I'm used to, that as a ready, steady Guerlain bottle, to me.
Mm-hmm,
Very
mm-hmm.
stable,
But you know,
very timeless.
if you really get into it, this type of bottle isn't something you might find in their historic bottles at Guerlain.
Hmm
Now, this sort of is, because they used to have something called le flacon carré, the
hmm looks like a kind of medicine.
square, the
Yeah,
square type of flacon. But I don't remember what period. I don't remember. Huh, I should search for that later.
me
Put a pin
neither.
in that. So actually, this type of bottle is more connected to the Guerlain
Vintage Guerlain,
history, vintage or otherwise. Yeah, the
and
Guerlain history.
everything.
I just don't like them. I
Mm,
just don't like them because I think I associated with this type of bottle. I associated the step they took to move away from people like me,
yeah,
because with the new price increase, and by the way, this is the 200 milliliter bottle. Yeah, I think
Christ.
I still have something. Yeah, it's the 200, and they also have 100 milliliters. And when they changed the bottles in 2020 or 2021, the first price for the 100 milliliters was 300 euros or 305. So it was still kind of affordable, right? I mean, from 200 5 to 300. It's not that big of a deal because there is a difference in quantity, right? So it's 25 milliliters more. But now, if you look at their website, and I will do so right now,
They're charging us for more than
let me see. Yeah. Do
400.
you have it?
No, no, no. I remember those prices around
Let me search.
425 euros. It's
So if you
or
want, it's horrible. If you
it's
want to
it's far more.
purchase,
Yeah, as you mentioned before, it's far more from the normal persons.
yes. So the 100 milliliter bottle is 325 euros. And I told a lie. This one, when it was launched, the 100 milliliter bottle, it was cheaper. It was 275. I remember now. So from
Okay.
275, they went to 325. And the 200 milliliter is now 465 euros. Now that's a lot.
Yeah, and I
That's a
said
lot, yeah.
425, and it was more than 450, so it was disgusting and
Yeah,
complete.
yeah, that's I mean, I think what's really going on, I mean, for me, I couldn't possibly touch them anymore because they're not in my price range. I
Yeah,
couldn't possibly afford them anymore. I
agree.
mean, maybe if I save up, but the thing is, I don't want to do that because I don't think they're worth that price. Because
Yeah,
I remember when I could purchase them for 200 euros. And let me say this again, 200 euros is still a lot for a
yeah, it
fragrance.
is, it is,
You know,
and when you
it's still
remember
a lot.
those prices uh, that were years ago,
Yes, yes.
you
And
simply
it wasn't so long ago. It wasn't like in the winter of 1905. It was just a few years ago that you
yeah,
could
4 years
have,
ago,
yeah, you could find them decently priced.
and
And
I fully don't agree, and don't want to support this disgusting perfume eagerness or
yes,
greediness.
it's
Uh,
greed. Yeah, it's
yeah,
greed.
greed.
And I think it's greed because, well, they ask such a, high sum for their fragrances, but do you see any return of investment in the scents? Do you
No.
see anything changing for the better? Because lately, this year, they launched this autumn, I think, this fall, they launched those X-rays that
For
they
even
sell
higher
for
price, I can
they sell for 550, I think, for 50 milliliters. And I think it's strange because just a few years ago, they used to, they released Cadine. Do you know Cadine? Have you heard of Cadine? Cadine is, it's a historic scent, and they relaunched it as a 30 milliliter X-ray, if I'm not mistaken, and it in a traditional Guerlain bottle. It was um,
Bobby
curve
come
of
out on the scene as well.
it
Yeah,
was the
Bobby.
inverted heart.
And
Okay,
and I completely agree, and I don't want to support those companies with
yeah,
with
yeah,
uh,
that's the problem.
complete.
And
They simply try what we how we act, how we behave, and how we
well,
react
we
when they.
should vote with our wallets. I think it's the only thing that we can do. We should just vote with our wallets, and I myself have started doing that. I'm no longer purchasing their fragrances. I have all I need from their house. If there will be any other releases, I will look into them, and
I
if I
still
can
caring
afford them.
about new releases. I'm completely fine with only samples of those large et matières and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
this, and
Well, they are lovely. Yeah,
yeah, they are.
they
I
are
really
very beautiful
I,
scents.
I remember them in a good way, but knowing the business and what's going on there with the increasing of prices is something that completely turns me off that
Well,
company, and I don't want to be a part of
I
the,
don't think
or
so.
even with collecting. I'm much more careful what to where to invest my money, and what's really important to my collection. And as you mentioned before, we have things what we like and what we use, and
Hmm.
it's maybe time for spend more days with the one thing than to have thousand things and wearing
Oh, yes. Well, that's very interesting what you're saying there because I just realized
always
today.
different perfume for every
Yes,
single day, and
it's horrible. It's horrible what I'm doing.
what
So
became from this hobby.
I'm purchasing fragrances. I wear them for a couple of days. I do my review. I spend my time with them, and I love them, but they just stay there in the closet, in the wardrobe, which is a shame, really, because it shouldn't be like this. It's not. So I am officially entering a no buy period. I've had many no buy periods, but I have been going crazy lately, and I've been buying a lot. So officially, I'm on no buy. So zero purchases for me for a
Mhm.
while, and I will really, especially with reviews, I need, there's tons of fragrances in there that I haven't spoken about,
Yeah, and everybody
and
is
it's a shame.
don't hesitate to join to us, Bobby, Dushan, Marino. Brendan will join to us in a second. I'll send him a link, and you're
Oh,
familiar
that's nice.
with Brendan from my and Eugene streams, and
Mm,
he's complete Guerlain lover of all those, having all those vintages.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
he always enrich our discussion with his
mm-hmm.
collection in any way. Anyhow, Brendan, come on to join us. I can see you right now, but feel free
But
to.
do tell me, because I've been speaking a lot. Do tell me more about your experience with Guerlain and the fragrances. Maybe not even the exclusive line, whatever you. Let's
I
just set the stage a bit. I mean, what do you wear from Guerlain?
it's
What do you
it's
like?
okay, and I'm glad because you have much more bottles of Guerlains that
Oh,
I
I have all of them.
and so it's
That
you're
doesn't
on the
count.
main stage to show them and introduce them to the viewers a
Mm-hmm.
bit more, and I can only agree with you with everything that you said right now and before. And I came to the Guerlain like every collector, because we all here are collectors, not getting any of affiliate things or affiliate.
Mm,
We're just
yes.
collecting perfumes because it's our hobby, and we want to share
Mm-hmm.
our thoughts and our impressions with the people who are real fanatics and collectors and real frag snobs about all those what we share. We just want to share our passion into that hobby. And as I start like almost everybody of you, just maybe watching few of reviews, and I started with collecting of Guerlains. Maybe the first of my Guerlain of that I've noticed was Linstan de Guerlain EDT, the picture of
That was my
cacao.
first. That was my first Guerlain
Yes.
ever.
Yeah, and
L'instant de Guerlain. Yeah.
I've smelled it. I've smelled it in Prague back in 2016. L'instant de Guerlain. I'm typing it. Everybody is familiar with that.
I can.
L'instant
I can
de
bring it. I can
Guerlain.
bring l'instant de Guerlain
Yeah,
if anybody wants to speak of it. But I will be bringing the newer bottle, not the older one. Let me see what I grabbed.
yeah.
Because as I said before, I do not prefer vintage. I mean, I don't know if this is a popular or unpopular thing amongst reviewers or collectors, but I do not prefer vintage. It makes me very uncomfortable to know when a fragrance is being discontinued. It's not something I like. So this is L'Instant de Guerlain.
I have the same one
Yeah,
with Listerine bottle.
the
The
Listerine bottle. There you go. I think it's Eugene who came up with the
yeah,
Listerine bottle.
yeah, that expression, and
Yeah,
laughed so much to that because
yeah,
he's
yeah.
so funny with that expression and raw expression. I love his raw expression.
It's when there was such a huge discussion about L'Instant de Guerlain when it was reformulated.
And
Um,
with that EDP black cream version, the
yes. Oh no, the
all those
craziness.
reviews were about that.
Oh, it's not the same. I myself have a review of all three of them, with the
Hmm.
exception of the black rim bottle, because I don't have that one. And there are differences, but that doesn't mean that the fragrance is this one, the newer one, is
I
any
I
less
have
good.
that. Wait a minute, but I have that. Yeah, the both of those, but I have that in the not
I have that as well.
not and look people look how much I spend of that fragrance. It really means that you have experience with that perfume, not like
Mm-hmm.
every influencer shows
Oh
your
yeah.
bottle that is completely full. You have to spend some days with
You
it,
look
understand,
at
and
this, and this is a new bottle. I mean, look at this,
yeah,
and
and the same with
I love this.
EDT. Look at those. How much I sprayed and used them. They are
Mm.
almost they maybe 30% of the bottle, uh, and the rest of is empty. So that's a proper wearing, proper using,
Yeah, well, the
and
problem is when there's hundreds of them,
mm,
there's not it's not possible.
yeah.
So Marino says, as far as you know, is there any similar price increase strategy for the other brands belonging to LVMH? I was afraid somebody would ask about Dior, because Dior, being the huge dumpster fire that they are, I don't, I have no idea about the prices at Dior. I don't know anything about their private collection, Maison Dior. What's it called? Dior
They
Privé. I don't know.
Privé line, simply Privé line,
Privé line. I don't know.
or La
Um,
Collection Privé, but they're still the same. Though those prices remains the same, and that
are they the same prices?
yeah,
Let me
they
check
I didn't
Dior.
notice the pricing of your private line. So
Let me check, because if they have the same prices, I mean, it's still a good thing.
mhm.
And I think it, but so if there's a strategy, and I think there is, um, I don't think it's affected other LVMH, as far as I know.
And I hate that
Uh,
change. LVMH is the most richest the chain in Europe.
Collection Privé. Yes, well, what you gonna do?
Mm,
They own everything.
Yeah,
that there is to be owned. There are exceptions, and can't find their prices, figures, acheté. Let me see.
it's funny to have bottle of Linstan de Guerlain with the
Oh, they
cap
do
of.
have the same. So
They
no, it's
have
not quite the same. So the nice thing about Dior Privé is that they have small bottles of 40 milliliters. I knew that
40
much.
liters. Yeah, I've noticed.
Yes, and it's 130 euros. It's a lot, but it's a more approachable price. Now, I've said that many times. Guerlain should, and in fact they did, add smaller bottles to La Lamatière of 50 milliliters, that they are a bit cheaper, but they're not as cheap as Dior Privé. They are very cheap. Well, cheap in by comparison. 125 milliliter cost 265 euros. And the big one, the 250, is 400 euros. So I think more or less, I mean, Dior Privé, they're definitely cheaper, but more or less, I think it's the same. I'm looking at New Look, the
New
fragrance,
look.
which I haven't smelled. Well, there are people who smelled everything from
I
this
like
house. I
I
don't
like
know.
New look 1947 a lot, and that was my why of my. It was
Haven't
my
smelled it.
most favorite from the fresh side, from the fresh ones from that line. He was my simply and instantly my number one from that line, together with Fève Delicious, probably.
Fève
Uh,
Delicieuse, yeah, yeah,
back
I
at
like that one. I smelled. My
47.
favorite is Bois d'Argent because of course it
Yeah,
is.
that one as well. That I have Van Cleef and Arpels Collection Extraordinaire, and
Oh,
they
very underrated collection. That one, I love that one.
they have they are probably a dupes of those, some
I
of
think
those
most of them, a lot of them are
dupes of something,
inspired. I wouldn't call them
or
dupes because they're
they're
not
not
they're not
dupes. They're
dupes per
inspired
se, but
by
they are
DNA.
inspired. There's a lot of them inspired from Guerlain exclusives. There was this one called Moonlight Patchouli,
I
who
got it.
was which one which was inspired, I think, by Songe d'un Bois d'été.
Hmm.
Do you have that one?
I had it, but I gave it. I've gave it
I
uh,
have I have Gardenia
away.
Petal, and I love that fragrance. And if it's inspired by anything, I don't know which one, but I love Gard.
Bois d'Iris is Bois d'Arménie, uh,
I
but-
think it is. Yes,
or
I think it is. Yeah.
Bois d'Argent, by
Well,
Dior Privé Collection.
well, there's a story actually. Bois d'Argent and Bois d'Arménie are both. They have the same perfumer, which is Annick Menardo,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and
Got it.
the scents are very, very similar to each other.
Mhm.
Um, Bois d'Argent is a bit. So Bois d'Arménie focuses more on benzoin. It's richer. It's
Mhm.
more in the Guerlain
Agree.
style of more vanilla. But Bois d'Argent is fresher and more towards iris. But they are very much the same scent. I love them. I love them so much. This is why I jokingly say that Bois d'Argent isn't truly a Dior, but
Mhm.
it's a Guerlain
I
actually.
tried them both, and agree with you, but I didn't get that they're made by same
Yes,
perfumer.
yes, it's a
So
Nick Menardo. Yeah.
Rick Menardo, brilliant, good one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, those are my faves from the Germans. And you know what? I have a samples of new Coromandel EDP, which I like, but
Mm-hmm.
when I sprayed it, the
Yes.
Coromandel EDP on the coat, and then I
Yeah.
sprayed it on one of my arm of my sleeve. the L'instant Guerlain EDP. My girl
Yes.
said to me, "This is much more wearable and to her much more approachable scent." And I said, "Yeah." And it probably used to be years before, made years before than Coromandel, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, Coromandel is definitely newer than L'Instant de Guerlain. They are both patchouli scents.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So,
think it's natural that they reference each other. However, in this respect, I do prefer, as much as I love this, and this is one of my most favorite scents ever, I do prefer Coromandel. Let me just write on this l'instant because I want to spray it as well. I prefer Coromandel just because it's not as wearable.
yeah.
Coromandel is perfectly wearable, but just because it's not as wearable or as likable, as easy to
Mhm.
like as L'Instant de Guerlain is. And I think Chanel had a lot more, courage, I think, maybe to. But
That's
this is
right.
Guerlain. This is Guerlain's style. I think this was done by Beatrice Piquet. I,
Hmm.
I hope I'm not mistaken.
I
Um,
love her. Yeah, I love her
well,
production back in 2006, and it's sad that she's not a
yeah, she
part of
passed
the.
away, and also she passed away sadly.
Huh. Mhm.
Yes. Uh, Let me just
So
do my
yeah, really,
research.
Linstant and Coromandel are very. You described it in a best possible way. The
I think
courage,
it's yes,
Chanel, and the
because it's
lightness of Guerlain, or
mhm.
approachable uh, way of wearing
Let's
something.
see. Let me just whenever I say something and I'm not sure, I need to search for this because I don't want, especially in a live video.
Mhm.
I need to make sure I'm actually right about Beatrice Piquet. So
Fine.
she,
Normal to have mistakes, so no worries.
yeah, well,
I'm sending a link to Brandon, but I'll send it to you. So that was my failure.
mm, meow meow meow.
What's your cat doing? Sleeping right now?
It's both of them. So no, they're not sleeping because as long as I'm active, they're more active than I am. So
She's having a rest probably right now.
they're both boys, not having any
Aha.
rest. No rest for them. No rest for them at all. I can show you. Look.
Mhm. And would you are you familiar with Atkinson or?
I am. I am. I tried. Yes, I tried some of their scents. Because funnily enough, they keep them in Douglas here in my
Mhm.
town. You can find them in Douglas, and I think I liked a pair of fragrances from them. It was something with oud.
Yeah, Oud for Glory or Oud for King. Say.
Drawn by scents.
Mhm.
No, I think it was oud save the queen.
Oud Save the Queen or
Oud
Oud
save the
Save.
king and oud save the queen, and I found them rather interesting. Uh,
Yeah,
I
they are.
don't I don't
They have that.
particularly enjoy ouds as much, but
Neither me
I
neither. I stopped wearing oud fragrances, so I rather
mm,
wear something more Western European like Guerlain,
I
something
don't think
more
I have
wearable and approachable.
many ouds. So someone asked, drawn by sense, hello, how would you rank EDTs of Habit Rouge, L'Instant, and Héritage? Oh, it's very difficult for me to rank
That
Guerlain's
it's two
because
questions.
It is a good question, of course,
Thank you for question,
but
drawn by sense. Brilliant.
it's so difficult because they all mean so
Having
wildly
their
different
own
things.
nature, yeah, and they are
Yes,
produced and made for the different
I can tell
journey.
you which one of those I wear the most of all three, and that's Heritage.
Mhm.
Heritage is my it's actually my favorite scent from their masculine line. I think it's their best, the best absolutely that they produced in terms of male marketed scents.
That's
I
right.
think it's Heritage. Do you
I
have
had
Heritage?
I had Heritage, and my sprayer fall and whole bottle fall on the floor, and the
Oh, oh,
whole
oh,
atomizer
that's sad.
uh, fell down into the bottle, so the cap was completely open and it
Oh no.
vaporized out. So
Ah,
you could see how the liquid is going down through the months and through the weeks.
yes, yes. You've got
Really,
yeah, you
it
got
was
an evaporating
vaporized.
bottle. My bottle of Heritage is evaporating all on its own without me having dropped it. So sometimes you get faulty bottles as well. It's very sad. So yeah, some
And
bottles are
it
just
was
faulty.
in this type of the bottle. It was
Yes, the
Listerine type of bottle.
The
And
Listerines
I
were
still
very
have
bad.
the
Yeah.
Heritage cap. This is Heritage cap using on the Lindstan Guerlain EDT tester.
So
Funny to do that.
if you ever want to purchase something older, I don't know why you would, but if ever, don't go for the Listerine bottles because they are faulty, most of them. The new bottles for the male line are so much better. Oh, it's the other way around the camera. Oh no. So
Yeah,
the new
but
bottles, yeah, the square ones are much better, more quality to them.
and I agree. Maybe, and I've noticed how they increasing the prices of, and they repackaged all those Vetiver's Habit
My
Rouges,
goodness. Yes.
Heritages,
And
the square ones, and they simply charge you twice as more only because they didn't change the perfume DNA.
well, hopefully, yes. Well, actually, that's
Yeah.
not completely true. Some fragrances, I don't know if all of them, some fragrances have been reformulated and for the better. It's something that needs to be said at Guerlain. Uh, always, they treat fragrances with respect, and the reformulations have always been good. There have been good reformulations. Now I know there's somebody out there that's going to disagree with me, and that's okay, because I'm probably wrong in generalizing everything. Everything always, but the new bottles, especially for the female marketed ones, the Les Légendaires, the fragrances are stronger, they last longer. They don't necessarily smell better, they smell the same with some differences. I can tell you which if anybody's interested. Um, but they are longer lasting. So, for instance, if anybody's a fan of Après Landais, which is something that's notoriously fleeting in the older B bottle, and the new um, Mitsuko bottle, they are very long lasting, which is nice. I mean, it's always nice to hear when a reformulation is a successful one.
And that's right and true because I've noticed when I tried the new Guerlain Veriver in the new squared
Isn't
transparent
it?
bottle,
Yes. Isn't it more
and it's
powerful?
really a bit smoothened and rounded and
Mm-hmm.
more, even more fresher and
Yes, it
contemporarily.
is. It is It is zingier. Yeah, it's well
Yeah, at least
with
at least it seems to me so.
yes,
So
with vetiver also. The newer the vetiver, the more citrusy it is. the
It's
older it
better.
is.
Or yeah, it's more recent.
Yes, but yeah, I guess
That's really true that Guerlain
I
really care
do.
about.
Yes, it is. But with vetiver, I do prefer my bottle more matured. That's
Mhm.
something that's a personal preference. I do prefer my older bottle of vetiver, but I do wear the new one very gladly as well.
I had
Now, I
the
did I did finish my research, and indeed, Sophie Lab, I'm sorry, Beatrice Piquet passed away sadly in 2010. So I
Mhm.
can focus on something else now, which is, yeah, the creator
And
of L'Instant de Guerlain.
to me, if I would rank Habit Rouge, L'instant, and Heritage, I probably put for the new ones who are new in perfumery or in perfume collection. I would recommend the L'instant the most, then
Yes,
Heritage, and
totally agree.
Habit Rouge as a, because for heritage you need to mature, and your nose needs to evolve and to compare tons of entry levels like Mansera, all those woody and sandalwoody Manseras with the flashy bottles, and you need to get to that point that you don't need all those trashy things,
Oh my
and you
goodness.
focus on the quality things like Guerlain Heritage, because the sandalwood there and the patchouli note or is
Um,
so high quality and so mature scent that brings the legacy and the whole legacy of the Guerlain way of
yes, that's the idea behind Heritage actually. Yeah, to
heritage.
bringing them all together. Yeah,
The name
yeah,
refers to that, the
totally agree. Yeah, actually,
heritage
Heritage
Guerlain perfumery and
is
artistry.
patchouli. It's a patchouli oak moss sandalwood. Um, And it's funny, I bring this up because L'Instant de Guerlain is also centered on patchouli. And Heritage, because it's a Chypre,
Mhm.
it comes across as more rough, as more rugged, as more jagged, as
Yeah,
more. Um, Whereas L'Instant de Guerlain is just smooth and rounded from top to bottom.
you
It's
can very
definitely
easily. Yeah,
easier to like. It's definitely more easy on modern noses, but I'll have you know that people, younger people, who have come into my house and smelled my fragrances, they do not like L'Instant de Guerlain
mhm.
because it's a patchouli, and I don't think modern noses like patchouli all that much. Um, and it's all right. I mean, patchouli is hard to take. It's difficult to like.
Yeah. And are you familiar with patchouli reminiscence? I gave it to my friend, but
Yes,
I had
yes,
it
I
only
have I
for
have to
15
get
euros.
that one.
I
I
have it.
have to get that one. Yeah.
I got it for the 15 euros only, and I
Yes.
gave it to my friend. But it was a good thing, super thing. And if I can recommend you to the viewers and people around here, so I would recommend to buy Reminiscence Patchouli, because it was original, made in 70s, back in 70s, and lots of
Oh,
hippie use.
really? I had no idea. I
Yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
no
They
idea it
made
was
it.
this old.
And
Mm-hmm.
Javoy Psychedelic is only the copycat of
Oh,
the
really?
original,
Wow.
inexpensive reminiscence, selling
Oh,
for
then
the
let me search for
14
that right
euros.
now. And I just
14.
said I was in a no-buy period. I
So
mean, I
reminiscence
did smell
is
it,
very
and I
fine,
do like it. I did smell it. A friend of mine has patchouli reminiscence, and I did like it.
but it's daring fragrance. You have to have balls to wear it, and you have to have occasion uh, where
Yes,
wear that
maybe.
fragrance, because if you do some jobs or being in a closer room with many of people, it can be too in their zone, maybe too offensive or too
Is it
aggressive.
is it is it too strong? Is it a strong fragrance?
It is. It is. I have to say it is. I warn
Do
you.
you have you smelled the elixir version, patchouli elixir?
No, no, no. I'm not familiar with it.
I see
It's
that there's an elixir version on Notino,
yeah, it
and
is.
oh no,
But if I gave it away or gave it to my friend because it was too strong, so I'm not
oh
going
really?
with the buying elixir because it has probably that same DNA there, and it's not.
Probably, yeah. You can't know, yeah.
Sorry, I missed the thing about psychedelic. Some audio issue blurred the conversation. The I said that Javoy psychedelic is a it came from the original reminiscence patchouli formula from 70s, still selling. It's probably American, or I don't know if it's originally American or French company, but they still
Jovoy, I think they're
no, no,
French.
no, not Javoy, but Reminiscence. Reminiscence is
Oh,
probably
sorry.
Reminiscence Paris. Maybe they're from Paris, but they're still selling the patchouli reminiscence for the same price as it used to be. They're not increasing the prices of that, and that's a good thing. And so, don't invest money into the Javoy psychedelic, which is 10 times more expensive, and you get the same uh, almost same identical experience
Mm-hmm.
of that
Well,
fragrance.
I see here that it's a French brand as well, so it should be Reminiscence.
Yeah,
We've been pronouncing it wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, my fault, and I wasn't sure. But when I've
it's
turned the
fine.
bottle upside down, yeah, I remember that I noticed, but it's 2 years ago that I gave it
Hmm.
away. So it's a
And
quite,
I love the bottle as well.
and the bottle is quite, the design is unique
Yes.
still to
Let me
these
bring.
days.
We have a question about Abbé Rouge Privé, and I need to search for Abbé Rouge Privé, and I think it's in the other room. I need to. I love Abbé Rouge Privé.
I'm not is that the new one, or I'm not familiar with the Habit Rouge. I know it used to be Habit Rouge dress code. It used to be so good, but has been discontinued. And
Abbé Rouge dress code. That was
and
something that they did for a few years. Every year they launched a new dress code
mhm.
for Abbé Rouge. And they said the fragrances were the same. I haven't smelled all of them. I have only smelled one of them, the bottle that I have, which I think is from, I don't know, I'll have to check. I don't remember. But that was very gourmandy, very interesting take on Abbé Rouge. But this one, Abbé Rouge Privé, this was, this was
That's
launched. That's a very beautiful bottle. This was launched last year, actually. And this is nothing else than Abbé Rouge with the
spices.
leather. No, the leather and the florals, the orange blossom amped up. It's exactly Abbé Rouge, it's closer to the eau de toilette, although this is an eau de parfum. It's fresher and there's more leather in it. It's gorgeous. It is the most beautiful interpretation of Abbé Rouge I've ever smelled.
I try
Now,
it, but only for paper bladders. So maybe I have to spend much more time and spray it on my arm and wrist, because
yes, you should. Yes, you
I
should. It's
probably judged
beautiful.
it. I judged it very quickly, only by impression from the bladder, and it didn't impress me that much. So I said they completely different from the original Habit Rouge.
It's
But
not
I
actually.
like
Yeah.
original one. I like original one, and what I like especially about original Habit Rouge EDT is the thing how it evolves and how it change and how it opens up uh,
Yes, yes, the evolution of Abbey Rouge is something else, right?
of the smell. It's like
Yeah.
a blossom up. It completely opens up, and those
Mm-hmm.
layers are
Mm-hmm.
coming up. But maybe you have to be patient and wait for the 20 minutes to
And the
get some.
complexity, because Abbey
Yeah,
Rouge is so complex. This is why I said it's difficult earlier to compare all of them and to give you, a favorite. I think my favorite is Heritage, but that's for personal reasons. All of them are tremendous scents. All of
they are.
them.
I agree. Each of them offers you the different perspective of Guerlain history and legacy, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why collecting is for. It's
Yes.
it's
And
collecting, yeah, different experiences and feeling the different experiences of
I think I
perfumes.
think that Abbey Rouge, this version, is the best thing Guerlain have launched in many years, uh, and there haven't been many good launches at this house, unfortunately, in the last years. But this one is very good. So if we can still find it somewhere, I think it's very worth your time if you're a fan of Abbey Rouge, that is.
Yeah. Bobby is saying, Richard, are you interested in hearing
I,
about Fragrance One's latest President Day sale? Just got the email from Jeremy's brother. Yeah, Fragrance One, President. No, because it's President Day today, if I'm not
I'm
mistaken.
sorry. Oh no,
They have some holidays because Al Manzano
I
told
don't
me
know.
he's not available today, so we have to stream in another day. And
Oh, I
Brendan
see.
is and Brendan is here, and he's still he's hiding, connecting and hiding. He's playing hide and seek right now. Just and oops, sorry, Milosh, watching two streams.
Because there is no Richard here. Oh, this is so sad.
It happens. It happens, and I love. That's what I love live streaming. Yeah,
Yeah, I should get into that myself.
yeah.
I think it's interesting because I just realized that now if somebody has a question, I can just go grab the fragrance and we can talk about it for a
That's
few minutes,
yeah.
which is
That
yes, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that interaction is to me is something what I really like in my life, and life. I like communication with the people
Yes.
to exchange and share the different perspectives and how you can see how you can reflect the thing from the different angle. It's like same with the music because I play drums and play jazz mostly. I like
Mm-hmm.
rock music, jazz, everything.
Oh,
But
that's nice. I didn't know that.
and the thing is, it's like when you're into jazz, you have much more layers and much more pages to learn and to experience because you have to completely change your grip. Your playing, it's not hard like the AC/DC Iron Maiden rock music from 80s. And it's jazz is like Chanel and Guerlain of the in the music because they you have to be sensitive, listen to each other, and answer to him, and react on the saxophone solo, and be creative to put some feel and some break and be sensitive. And if you're not good musician and good drummer, and if you're too strong and too stiffen like rock musicians, some of the rock
Mm-hmm.
musicians from 60s and 70s, even they were brilliant players like from John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix. They're they're brilliant, but some of them weren't able to react. Yeah, and he's ready. He's ready now, and he is Brendan. He's with his whole collection,
Of
and
Dior Privé, what is that?
Well, part of it.
Part of it, part of it. Okay, just a
No,
part
that's
of it.
Chanel. That's
How
Chanel,
old are
not
you?
Dior Privé. Hello, hello. Nice
And
to
How
we're
meet
old are
glad
you.
you?
you're
What's your name?
I'm Florian.
Florian.
You know me
Florian. It's very
probably
nice
from
to meet
Memory
you.
Flo.
It's very nice to meet you, Florian.
Nice to meet you as well.
So I brought some of these out because I haven't smelt them in like months, and they've just been sitting in dust. But I want to give the benefit of the doubt because I love Chanel, and I collected um, most of these when I was in search of the EDTs, and I completed the collection, but I after I completed the collection, it's like I completely forgot about them, and so I don't know, like how you say, we buy things, but sometimes, we forget because we're
Yeah,
always on to the
that's
next.
true. We've got a question.
Yeah, we got.
And thank you for these, by the way. They're lovely. Given all the high prices these days, are there any affordable fragrances in your collection you still enjoy? And this is right on topic. This is right on
Yeah,
topic because
perfect,
I think it's
perfect
the
question.
most important thing. I mean, for me personally,
Mhm.
when all these prices starting increasing and all the vintages starting increasing their prices as well because the regular prices are increasing as well, I started looking out for possibilities. And look at this one. Look at this possibility. Look at Roma Uomo. It's
Wow.
perfection. This is a beautiful, beautiful benzoin. I think it's actually a study on benzoin.
Laura
It was done
Biagiotti.
by Anik Menard. Yes, it was done by Anik Menardo, and it
Nick
shows.
Leonardo.
And
And
it
that
is
was
beautiful. And this
Benzoin on.
cost me something. I mean, it was less than 40 euros, I think 35, something like that.
I
And there
remember
are
those
so,
days.
so many options. There's
Is
so
that
many
100 ml?
options.
It is.
It's
It is.
125 actually, because
Yeah, or
I cheaped
something.
out. I cheaped out and got the the largest one, and it's also a tester bottle.
And what I
I
have
Wow,
to say,
cheaped out.
that's awesome.
and I have a story when I start to dive into the fragrance collecting back in 2016 or 15 and 16. Sometimes like that. I tested and sampled perfumes or fragrances, and this was a head turner for me, instant head turner.
Yeah,
When I got a sample and I put it on my shoulder back in those days, it completely caught my attention that those Italian notes. And you mentioned that benzoin. I didn't know those what was that, but uh,
yes,
I like
yeah,
it. It was
you're
completely
so
something
right.
different than I had from the regular normal perfumery what they offer, like all those Guess and all
Oh,
those
look, Rich Mitch is also live streaming.
yeah.
Well,
Serves him right.
well, what you gonna do?
You know about
Um,
you know about Rich Mitch, eh?
Yeah, he knows
doesn't
probably.
doesn't doesn't anybody?
Maybe. Yeah. We're that
Um,
part of
You
guys
know,
who
you know,
knows probably each.
Florian, I really like you, man.
well,
I
thank
like
you,
your content. I like your content, and
thank you.
I like
I
that
remember
you're
you
true to yourself. I really like
thank
that
you.
about you. You're very true. You're very
You
genuine.
Yeah,
thank you.
he's
You wrote to me, Brandon. You wrote to me a few weeks ago, um, actually on Facebook, and asked me to live stream. I remember that. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
yeah.
Absolutely. We still have to
well,
do that.
Now we're
finally it
here.
happened.
Hmm.
Now we're here.
Yeah, the same.
Now we're
When
here.
we
You see how
started.
life
It's my
happens?
first live stream. Yeah.
What's
Hmm?
up, Bobby? How are you, Bobby? Bobby Dior. Ooh, drinking some wine?
Yeah, feel free, Brandon, to take anything. There are no rules here, no limitations here. And when we talked and prepared with Florian for the first time stream, he asked me if there's any topic or preparation. I said no, no limits. I don't want to put any kind of person into any kind of limit uh, in the stream. If I do
Right,
something, I just want
right.
to let it go, and if people are asking, as Brandon mentioned 2 streams ago, we are answering. We're just the call center.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
that's nice.
I think the best content is, unplanned.
Yeah, you don't have to
Oh,
It's
plan.
definitely.
I
Yeah.
like to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
But I think that this was spontaneous. I like spontaneous. I like it. But furthermore, perfume. I like perfume. I love it. I didn't see myself collecting so much. I used to think of perfume as just a body spray. I didn't think of perfume
Hmm.
as an art. As an
Yeah.
art, as an amplifier to your life.
And
Your
when
daily
did that
life.
change? How did that change?
This changed when I was looking for a new perfume. When it was time to look for a new perfume. You know, I never really used to buy my own perfume. My mother used to buy perfume for me. My grandmothers used to buy perfume for me. My aunt used to buy perfume for me. On Christmas, things of that sort. But I always never liked what they bought me. It's like I don't know. I don't like the perfume. I don't like what you're buying me. I want something a little bit more interesting. Enough with the Sauvage, or enough with the Gucci Guilty or
Hmm.
Rome, or enough with the Davidoff Cool Water. I wanted to dive a bit deeper. So that's when I started to
How
collect.
how did you get to that? Yeah.
You know, when I that's when I started to collect, and I started to dive deeper, and I started to do my research on who made these perfumes. That's how I found out about Alberto Morias. Um,
Yeah, like
and then
everybody. Yeah.
from there, I was like, all right, well, I don't like Gucci so much. I like Chanel. I
Yeah.
don't like heavy,
Same
heavy,
here.
heavy. I don't like heavy masculine scents. I like feminine scents, so
Yeah.
that's really what brought me to Chanel, really. And just the way that
Hmm.
they do their perfumes is very soft, but very robust. It's very complex, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. It's interesting because earlier we were talking about um, actually comparing L'Instant de Guerlain with Coromandel, and I said that I actually preferred the Chanel. I
Corona.
preferred Chanel. I preferred Coromandel just because it's a bit harsher than L'Instant de Guerlain, which is to say, Coromandel is not harsh, but it is a bit harsher than L'Instant de Guerlain, which is just so smooth and oily and just so easy to like. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, Brandon, say, yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
your
this
turn.
is Coromandel.
Hmm.
This is the EDT,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, and
That's full to the
I
brim.
think back to what I was saying. Chanel does their perfumes very soft. They have a soft way of doing things. I think L'Instant smells a bit more powerful, a bit more concrete.
Hmm.
It's heavy on the plum. It's heavy on the plum. I get plum from L'Instant. I
I'm
don't I don't
sorry,
get so
I,
much
I should have
patchouli.
mentioned L'Instant de Guerlain pour homme, not L'Instant de Guerlain. I
Right.
don't I don't get any plum.
So it's EDP or EDT you're mentioning it? right
Let me
now.
check.
L'Oreal. Yeah, yeah, because
Oh,
we were.
mine. It's just in general. Mine's the EDT right here.
You're
But it
referring.
no, it shouldn't matter because I have and wear both of them.
And
It's very odd. I get a plum note in the
Let
poro, and I don't get so much patchouli in there. It's very woody to me, obviously, but I don't see any comparison or any similarities with it to Coromandel, in my
well,
opinion.
that's
What
interesting.
Brendan,
what do you think?
have you tried the EDP version, which is more
I have
deeper,
not
more.
tried. I have not tried the extreme. I've not tried the extreme.
And that's it. That's it. Because the extreme version is really much more closer, not that fresh like the regular EDT, and it's more closer to the Coromandel with that patchouli cocoa type of
They
the
all are.
base
Okay.
notes and
They all
the
are.
thing. And it's really more winter. It's definitely winter scent for winter season. And but it's more approachable, and not that the Chanel has that, as Florian mentioned in the start of stream. The Coromandel is more daring to go
Yes.
to that
Yes, I think
more,
Coromandel is more daring. It's more courageous. It's audacious.
yeah, courage. It has Chanel has more courage to dive deeper, and Guerlain stays more in the approachable zone, not
Well,
safe
not
zone,
not
So
not safe
always.
zone,
Not
but
So basically,
always.
what you're saying, in my opinion, basically what, in my interpretation, basically what Florian is saying is that the Lansdowne Porom is more linear. It
Mm-mm.
stays linear. No, you don't
No,
think it's
no,
linear.
it's not. It's not linear. No, it's not. L'instant de Guerlain changes a lot. Maybe when compared to, I think you're right. Maybe when compared to Coromandel, I think it might be so. But it's not a linear. I wouldn't call L'instant de Guerlain linear. But I think in
I wouldn't
comparison,
call
yes,
it
they could
linear
be.
either. I wouldn't call it linear either. I think it changes as well. But
Mhm.
and so then where in
Yes,
terms do you
or
think where in terms
or
where so explain to me, I want you to elaborate a bit more on how is it
mhm.
more courageous than Coromandel? So then we're talking notes wise, right? We're talking facets, right?
Mhm.
But I think you got it wrong. I said Coromandel is more courageous than L'instant de Guerlain.
Right. So I want you to elaborate. I want you to tell me
So So,
where
yes, it's all
courageous.
about the patchouli. Yes, it's all about the patchouli. And it's all about the way this patchouli is rendered in a fragrance. In Coromandel, it's not as soft. In Coromandel, it's harsher. It's a bit more difficult to like. Patchouli has a natural facet of mold. I'm
Mhm.
sure all of us agree, which is
Yeah, I
less
get it.
present. It's less present in L'Instant de Guerlain. It's still present. That's how you can detect there's a patchouli there. But in Coromandel, it's just so unapologetic. It's raw. It's unleashed. I do love patchouli, and
Mhm.
I think when it
Big
comes to
patchouli fan.
patchouli,
I'm not really a big patchouli fan, I have to say. Well, I'm not a big fan when it's done incorrectly or it's heavy, heavy patchouli. I'm a fan when, there's it's not too much and it's not too little, you know?
and how do you
Yeah.
feel about Coromandel then?
I think Coromandel is not so crazy to me. In my opinion, Bois 1920's real patchouli does it for me. I would prefer Bois 1920's real patchouli over Coromandel.
I didn't understand. You would prefer?
Bois 1920, the Italian niche house.
I don't know. Oh, yes. I haven't smelled anything from them.
Wow, yeah, you should really smell Bois
Well, of course.
1920's real
But
patchouli.
it's
It's
good
it's
that Brendan mentions it, because nobody in fragrance community talks about it. And And now he highlights it. It can be much more interesting, that whole
It's
Coromandel.
amazing. It's really amazing. Like it's soft, but it's deep, and then it's not deep, and then it's hard, and then it's just. I think it honestly performs better, in my opinion, than Coromandel.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
it's
have a
Chanel.
couple of samples and one of minis of Coromandel. It's good, but it's serious, and for it's like it's a good scent when you go. You have to uh, look. You have to connect the perfume with the right occasion that is made for, like
Correct.
theaters, going into the theater. When you go into the office, it's even a waste of the spraying the type of the Coromandel type of fragrance. If you work in call center, for example, every day. Wearing Coromandel there is useless because everybody's spraying maybe some of the type of the freshies, and it's complete sin to use it for that. Like for the
I
people who are
agree.
not interested, it's completely
I
waste
agree.
of the waste of the quality perfume to spray it
I
on
agree. In my
yourself.
opinion, yeah.
Yeah. So the
In my
Chanel
opinion,
Coromandel is and whole less exclusive line is for special occasion and for individual occasion. And even if it's maybe used 3 times a year, it's as Brandon mentioned, it's the artistry, or it's the art of perfumery. So an art and real art is not for everyday use when you're crossing the stinky crossroads or the anything anything.
I
absolutely.
disagree. I disagree so much.
Okay, and you can,
I
and
don't know.
that's why it's the
I view it almost the other way around, as in fragrance to me brightens up my day. I use fragrance as an escape method most of the times. Oh, hello, Eugene.
What are you
My God.
escaping from, Tudor? What are you escaping from? That's what we
Oh,
want to know.
that's that. Well, a lot of things.
Hi, Tudor.
Hi.
hi.
Hi, Milos. Hi,
I'm
Brandon.
so glad you joined.
Baby.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad you guys are live.
Hello, Father. Hello,
Check
God.
check this out. Check these guys out.
Oh, Rich is there.
Look at Rich's family.
Yeah. Yeah, you got them all for free.
Listen, L'instant de Galant Poro is
Sorry, I
way
didn't
more
mean to disrupt,
citrusy.
but I was loving the patchouli Coromandel conversation. Go on. I want to hear what Tudor was saying.
Yeah.
Go
Then
ahead.
and go on to Florian. Yeah.
L'instant de
Florian
Galant
or
Poro
Tudor, they're
is
both my
way more
names.
citrusy than Coromandel, in my opinion. It's just it's spiked up with citruses. I don't get any citrus in Coromandel.
Right.
It's
Well, I
patchouli
guess
powder.
there isn't. I guess
I don't get much citrus in Coromandel either.
I
You
don't
don't.
think
I,
there's citrus in Lanstan
I
de
find
Guerlain as
much more
well.
freshness in Lidge. Lidge feels like it's
Yeah.
more fresh and milky, where Coromandel is drier and it's not leather, but it's leathery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Eugene,
I
you got
mean,
comment. Yeah.
Pardon?
Oh my God, Eugene, Marino,
Don't,
Bombini, the viewer.
I don't see the comments here, boss.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to
don't
read.
Just
want to smell Coromandel.
yeah.
All
What's
right,
that?
enough with
I
Coromandel.
can see it there on the screen.
Yeah.
What are you guys up
Enough
to?
with Coromandel. Nothing
Aren't you
much.
cold, Eugene? You're just only in a sweater outside.
I just came from the gym for a pit stop here, and I turned on my phone. I see you guys were live. I just come and I smoke a joint with the ducks, and then I go home.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Yeah.
And
Can we
that's
just
what
at
I like.
least talk about Queer to Russi though? Can we like Eugene needs to wear Queer to Russi right now. Like if
Eugene.
Eugene had Queer to Russi on right now,
I
I
don't.
think it all makes sense.
Yeah. What are you guys wearing? What's
Well,
I'm
everyone?
wearing, I'm wearing nothing. I'm wearing absolutely nothing, and I love it.
Why is that?
Cause I'm kind of sick of wearing things for a while. But speaking of almost nothing in sheer, I did wear fragrance today, but I was just fresh from the shower. I wore this today, which is Serge Lutin Eau d'Armoise, and it's almost like wearing nothing, which is great.
so it
Yeah,
means
you're in love with
transparent,
that.
transparent scent.
Yes, it's very transparent. Yeah, it's like wearing nothing at all. It's like the emperor's new clothes.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Brandon, what you're wearing today? Wearing something or nothing if you were at work?
I was wearing Coach.
Yeah, as you, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was
coach.
wearing Coach
Yeah,
for Men EDT.
yeah, coach for man. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like just
Good
something
one.
natural. Just I don't know, like something not natural, just something synthetic. You know, I just wanted to feel dirty today,
Mhm. And as we, yeah,
dirty
and
and clean at the same time.
Brendan, do you agree also not to spend so much quality artistic perfumes for for work? Like if you go to the work, are you wearing Coromandel or Coeur de Russie every day? I
I'm not
mean,
wearing it every day, but if I feel like it's a day for
Yes.
Kurdirusi, then I'll wear it.
Yeah.
and Eugene, what about you when you go to the work? Are you wearing the artistic perfumes every day? Even
Mostly, not every day, but mostly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you yeah.
I can't wear like designer stuff. Doesn't make any sense to me now. Like,
Yeah,
all I smell is
sure.
a lot of
I agree.
chemicals.
I completely trying to get rid of the designers, although few of them are, if they are good or something, uh, like if they're not too offensive or not too offending,
Yeah,
I can just spray just two sprays under my armpit, and that's everything, and on the back of my neck, just to have some aura, and that's it. But I'm not paying attention on that. I don't want to be. But I rather use Nikolai or Amber Kashmir or something. It's not like designer amber type of thing. It's really polished, refined, and it's something that I want to spend every minute, every single minute with. And for
Do you
last year,
actually
I really focus
do you
on the
actually
perfume
get the
that I enjoy
difference?
for the whole day, for each minute, each single minute, or every single minute, or every hour. I don't want to be with something that is uh,
Oh, you know,
against me.
one thing that I am that a favorite less exclusive of mine. It's Messia. One of my favorites is Messia.
Missia.
I love
It's
Messiaen.
lipstick. It's lipstick. It's daring. This is daring.
Hmm.
This is super daring.
I tried. I tried all of them in the
I
shop,
think
but
this is daring. I think this is beautiful.
I have more time with the
And
sun.
Eugene actually gave me this one, so I
Oh,
appreciate him.
wow.
Yeah.
what's happening?
I was just thanking you for the Missia you gave me.
Oh, you're very welcome, man.
Oh, wow. Did you give him a bottle, whole bottle? Send him to the Florida. Wow. Where are you walking?
I've been
Oh.
just going into the bush.
Florian, talk to me about that Serge Lutens that you're so in love with, yeah? Why don't you put it out for
About
us, eh?
about about what?
The new Serge
Sorry.
Lutens, right? Which
The
one is
Serge
that called?
Lutin?
Yes, the brown one, the brown light one, eh?
This one?
I think no,
Eau
I think
d'Armoise?
it's skinny. It's skinny and it's brown, light brown. No, the other one.
Oh, Dans les Bleus?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I love
Please,
that
please
one.
bring that one. Talk to me
Yes.
about it.
Oh God, Dans les Bleus. Oh my God. I think it's one of the best discoveries I've made in a long, long time. Serge
I
Lutens.
think I
Oh
want
my
to get my
goodness.
hand on that.
Uh, well, I don't know really what to say other than it's a very playful use of incense. You know, using incense to create
Wow.
the impression of the deep because it's a marine incense smell. It's very
Okay.
interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't think I've smelled anything like this. I mean, I've smelled dozens of incenses, but I've never smelled a marine incense. And you know, Bosque vanilla from Guerlain is quite similar in the dry down to this because it's the same type of, you know, woody vanilla, very slightly vanillic, I should say, slightly. But I don't think they compare all that much. I think Dans les Bleus is much more interesting because of the depth.
Eugene, the comment for you, drawn by sense. I hope there are no bears lurking in the
Bears?
bushes. Bears, sorry for that.
Watch out for the bears. Florian, that's awesome. I'm not really big into incenses, but I think I should try it. Dans
Yes,
le
well,
bleu.
Marino agrees with me. Yeah,
Marine.
well,
Yeah, dans le bleu.
Dans le Bleu is amazing.
What's that?
Um,
Something
Dans
that
le Bleu
smells
qui
like
pétille, it's a Serge
Serge
Lutens.
Lutan.
It's this one.
Serge Lutan. Ah, that's one.
Oh, is it in the like that watery collection, the O?
Yeah, the law collection.
Matin Lutin. It's the Matin
Yeah,
Lutin.
but it's that watery, as you mentioned. Yeah, I've
It's
I've bought
it's
I've bought
watery, but let me tell you, this is potent.
Florian. I've bought the original Serge Lutan law in the same bottle, but I gave it to my girl because there were aldehydes and it was transparent
Hmm.
fragrance, and it's really interesting, a good one. If you use it for a work place or
Hmm.
just something that it needs to stay closer to your body, and it's something non-offensive for the people who are not
Yes,
familiar with
I
fragrances.
think you're right. I think you're right in choosing the fragrances for work, but it
Mhm.
really does depend on the type of work that you do. So
Yeah,
if you are in very close quarters with other people, you
yeah.
wouldn't necessarily want to spray something very terribly obnoxious, you know.
And we didn't
Uh,
mention it, and that's even the good topic to start. To
Tutor,
start
I
again.
yeah,
when you hear the word terribly obnoxious, what's the first perfume that comes to
I
mind?
that was that yeah, that was exactly what well, it's Sauvage, to be honest.
All
um
Sauvage or Dior Sauvage?
Dior Sauvage. It's like smelling somebody's armpit without having their consent, you know, without them asking for your consent. It's like having a huge armpit just in your face. Um, it's it's not good. I don't like it.
And Florian, are you familiar with Eau d'Hermès?
Eau
The
d'Hermès. Yes, I love that one.
Eau
Yeah.
d'Hermès. And doesn't it remind you the armpit smell a bit?
Yeah, that one does.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
but
coming.
it's sort of different. When I say it's different because when I say sauvage, I'm not talking about the actual smell of an armpit.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about
What the hell is my
somebody,
bolo green?
so I don't mind the smell of armpits in fragrances, you know, or body odor. What I
Mhm.
mind is somebody's armpit that just used very cheap and regular, you know, how do you say,
Formulas?
Yeah, not formula.
Ingredient,
Um, oh my
ingredients,
goodness. No, no, no. It's a product that you use, antiperspirant,
or deodorants. Yeah.
deodorant. Yeah, it's somebody who used very cheap deodorant. That's what it smells like. It doesn't
Oh,
smell like perspiration per se, but it smells like a very cheap deodorant.
Okay.
So in Eau d'Hermès or in
Mhm.
Salome, for that
There's nothing
matter,
like that.
there isn't. But
That's right.
uh,
Agree.
because I got Salome here as well, which is a bit perspired also.
have you ever smelled 28 La Pausa?
I don't think I have.
This is honestly a very interesting
Oh, La
iris.
Pausa. Okay, sorry. Can
28
I?
La Pausa.
Don't know if I have it. Let me check if I have a
28 La
sample of it.
Pausa.
Let me check if I have a sample for it. I do not. I do not, unfortunately. As I said earlier, I'm not that big into. Oh, I do. I do. I found La Pausa.
And Bobby is writing, love the strong pepper and citrus in Sauvage. Hermes is stiff and boring many times. Bobby, would you what Hermes you mean Hermes in general? It can be. Yeah, I can agree.
Oh, I
This
love La
this
Pausa.
okay, but La Pausa is slightly different to 28 La Pausa.
Oh, I
But
don't know that one. No.
28 La
What's the
Pausa came
difference?
out before La Pausa, but La Pausa is a bit darker than 28. It's a bit it's like dark greener, it's greener. But with 28 La Pausa, it's a bit more lighter, like beige color,
I
you know.
understand. La Pausa
And
reminds me of Après L'Ondée.
hey, Eugene,
I'm having the time of my life, guys. Keep going.
I know you are.
And I love these names. These ones.
Eugene
Fab
looks like 28.
electricians.
Eugene looks like 28 La Pausa.
I feel like 28 La Pausa right now. Light and airy and whimsical and soulful.
Yes.
That's what La Pausa is.
Hmm?
Yeah.
It's brisk. La Pausa is brisk. It's so light and ethereal, you know.
I think it
This
smells
is
like
my
dewy
scent of
It's
the
violet.
day.
very
This is my
invisible.
scent of the day.
Hmm? Agree.
It's very invisible.
And Bobby is referring to the Hermes that is stiff and boring many
It
times.
is invisible.
Hmm?
You know it's there, but it's invisible. Sometimes I can't smell it, but I can feel it. I can feel its presence.
That is there. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I think it's quite potent what I have here. I mean, it doesn't feel invisible at all.
Yeah, and I like perfumes like Respiro or something that
I think it's the most invisible from the entire range, from the Les Exclusives.
it is. La
Yeah.
Misia. Misia.
Excluding Eau de Cologne. Eau de Cologne is very light as well, but La Pausa is super light.
Eau de Cologne. And
But
Florian.
Eugene, does this remind you, La Pausa, does this remind you of Après L'Ondée at all?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
To me, it's very similar to Après L'Ondée.
It's dry iris, rooty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very.
yeah, yeah,
It's dry, vegetal, green, rooty,
crisp.
orris. Yes,
It's very crisp. It's like dewy violets.
it's so beautiful.
It
It's
is.
you know what? It's a perfume to cry to. It's like a heartbreakingly beautiful perfume.
It
Yes.
is. It is. But
Like
then again,
devastating.
I do love Après Landais as well. So
Then there's number 18.
I think from all the Les Exclusives, like if I had to cry to one perfume, it would be La Pausa.
do you know why it's called La Pausa?
Yeah, I agree.
28 La Pausa is a location.
Oh,
Yes, it was Coco's vacation home.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know what La Pausa reminds me of? I see a lot of La Pausa and Sycamore inside of each other. Like that dry. There's vetiver in La Pausa, I believe. And there's probably Iris and Sycamore because the two of them, they have something, a very deep connection for me. It's like the dry, woody aspects.
I see it. Yeah, I can see it.
La
I can
Pausa is a
see it,
very
and
it's
there's
a very
yeah,
dry iris. There's no freshness. There's no
it's it's papery.
there's no wetness. It's not a wet floral.
another very cold, less exclusives. It almost feels frozen. It's number 18.
Yeah, it's cold.
Number
It's
18 is cold.
it's
It's like
sexy too, though.
vodka. It's like Russian vodka to me.
And mysterious. It's very mysterious. It's got that ambrette and the gin. It has that gin and
Yes.
tonic and that ambrette.
The gin in
It's
there.
very sparkling and sharp and spicy. I get a lot of rose patchouli in there.
And
Very
what about
churchy, smoky.
Rose patchouli.
number 22 from Less Exclusive? I like it.
I get a bit of incense in number 22.
Yeah, there's lots of incense there.
Mm-hmm. Potent fragrance.
Incense in number 22.
Perfect string, guys. Perfect discussion. And it motivates me to wear something a bit old school or more vintage tomorrow. I'm just holding this one. That is eau de parfum, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That it has that vintage Dior touch and legacy there. Even if
Yes,
even if
it
it,
is very retro. Yeah.
yeah, maybe a more. It's definitely more denser and potent than the normal EDT Eau Sauvage.
Well, it's definitely more potent than
Yeah,
the
it
normal
is.
ADT. Yeah. Well,
This one.
that's very fleeting. Yeah.
Yeah, reminds me of
Love the
nature
strong
or
pepper and citrus
a
and
bit.
sauvage. Oh, Hermes is stiff and boring. I just saw that. I don't know if
Yeah,
Hermes is stiff and boring. I don't know.
Bobby,
I
maybe.
guess
I almost feel like Chanel is more uptight than Hermes.
yes. Hermes. I mean, I do appreciate Hermes for their take on leather most of the time.
Sure,
Um, I
sure.
don't have many Hermes fragrances in my collection, but the last one I discovered was Amazon, and I don't find Amazon to be very stiff and boring at all. Amazon is very light-hearted and very
Is that the
joyous.
patchouli?
Show you
Amazon?
something. I'll show
Um,
you something. Soren.
Amazon, the patchouli? Strawberry and rhubarb and stuff? The stickiness?
no, I don't. I don't think. I don't think that's the one. It doesn't smell. Amazon is cassis. It's blackcurrant bud.
That's the one. That's
It's
the one. That's got
it's
straw.
very
That's got
green.
and
But do you get
fruity.
strawberry
Green
in
and
that?
fruity. Yeah.
It is. It is a bit fruity, but I wouldn't call it strawberry.
I got so much fruitiness from it. Like that's what I took from it was the fruitiness.
It's leaning more feminine. I know it's from the
It's
female.
not. It's
It's not.
Narcissus. I don't think it is. I mean, it's Narcissus and Cassis and lots of galbanum. Um, I am referring to the current formulation. I don't know the vintage on that one.
I tried Kalesh. I'm familiar with Kalesh, but I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Amazon. Even if I wanted to buy all of them because I like those bottles so much.
Well, also something I need to add is, to me, there's no such thing as masculine or feminine in a sense. So
Mm,
it depends
right.
on the mood or
Yeah.
whatever.
And what I like about Amazon is here. What I like about Brandon, how he refers to perfumes. He like more floral
I love
notes. That's
florals.
why he dives into the more Chanel, whole Chanel Lexus
Amazon.
or and
I haven't
wishing you
smelled
safe
Amazon in a
driving.
while. True, I haven't smelled Amazon.
Dior and Chanel are fun. Hermes not so much. Bobby's writing.
Well, it
Amazon is
depends on
fun.
what you mean by fun, you know. Oh,
And
look at that huge bottle of Amazon.
it's good to hear from Bobby.
Oh my
Yeah, I love
goodness.
Amazon.
What even are those?
Rabiono.
Yeah. And where's the Yoko?
Yoko Ono.
Amazon.
Yeah.
She's probably screaming somewhere.
Yeah.
She's probably out
Have you-
somewhere ruining somebody's song.
Yeah. She always ruined completely the song. I didn't get how
Nobody
Lennon.
ever liked having, like, when she was around, eh? She was like a
Yeah.
nuisance.
Me neither. She always spoiled the whole and ruined the whole song and whole album. I completely didn't get how John Lennon. What should John Lennon should wear as a fragrance? Make some fun. Bring some fun here.
What would John Lennon wear? Bois de Portugal.
Oh, a good one. The shot into the point. Yeah.
For Monsieur.
Or pour monsieur. Hermes made only one perfume, Rocabar, which was different from all the others. That's right. And lo and behold, it was no longer produced, at least in the original formula, with the bottle wrapped in.
I don't think I've ever smelled that.
I had
Rocabar.
the recent in the new bottle, Rocabar in
I
the.
remember, yeah, I saw it when you showed me your collection earlier. Yes, how it. Well, I have bad news. My my electricity just went out.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
Look.
But Florian, but we can hear you, so that's
Yeah, you
fair
can
enough.
still hear me. That's good enough, but you can't
You're
see me
on.
anymore.
You're on stream, and that's what
I
I
should.
love about streaming.
I should.
Those interactions. Yeah.
I need to
No
find my
preconceived
lighter.
notions.
This guy's so sexy.
Eugene is warming up in the car.
There he is. Look, there he is.
Love that.
The whole
Like-
Oh my god!
Light the stream. Light the stream.
Like the
I
stream.
need to fashion something.
Light with the lights.
I'm gonna get some push-ups in for Eugene right now.
I just did chest, bro. I just did chest, and I blasted it. You want to see
Let me
me?
get some push-ups in for you, bro.
I want to do some push-ups too, man. Now that you're asking, but there's people here, and I don't want to look like a weirdo. I mean, I'm not going to look like a weirdo, but
Doesn't matter. No. Forget about it.
no push-ups.
Oh, you can do whatever you want, Eugene.
Well, if Brandon's going to do push-ups, I don't want him to feel left out, eh?
It's okay. Listen, I'm just gonna keep on racking up the debt with you, man.
Light the stream.
What are we up to, Brandon?
Oh, so I just finished coming from an event right now. I did a wine and food and festival in Homestead.
Yep.
Very small. And tonight I'm probably gonna go out for some drinks with Layla.
With who?
Layla.
Layla.
Layla. No.
Tell
Oh.
us about Layla.
And she's actually French.
Wow. Is she from Miami?
She's from France, but she moved here like 4 months ago.
Good for you.
Nice.
She moved here
Friend.
4 months ago, and
How old is she?
she is 28.
Nice.
Ever married?
She's never married. She's a brunette, and she has like a heavy French accent,
Oof, hot.
like heavy.
How did you
And
meet
she
her?
Just
and I met her at this event on last
just
week.
waiting for you.
I met
Yeah,
her
but
at this
how?
event
How did
last
you like? How did you introduce yourself? How did you get introduced to her? How did you guys meet? Like, what did you say?
Okay, so um, I was working and I was serving her table, and then but she like kept on staring at me, like I was like damn, like did I do something wrong? Like did I mess up? Did I miss her order? Something like that.
You knew what you were
And
doing.
like she just kept eyeing me down like the whole night. I was just like,
Oh,
damn, baby. And so I'm like, thinking like, fuck, is she gonna put like a bad review? Like what's going on? Like, where's the plot? Like spit it out, and after she asked for a martini on the rocks,
Mm.
and I bring it to her, but she tells me to take a sip of it in front of her. I was like, are
wow,
you,
that's
se-
hot.
are you
Hmm.
serious? I
Has
didn't
anyone
say, are
ever
you?
asked you that before?
No, this was the first time.
Wow, I
It
love
only
this.
happened, and okay, well, I'm lying. It happened, this is the second time, but I can't say the first time because it was a classified person, and the person can be poisoned. He's like, he's a
Right,
very
right, right,
important guy. So I
right.
had to
Okay.
sit in front of him and his colleagues, but I can't say who he was. So um, she asked me to take a sip of the martini in front of her, and in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? But I sip it, I take a sip of it, and then she grabs it as I'm taking a sip, like from my mouth. It spills on me, spills on my shirt, and she fucking grabs my shirt and pulls me tight to her. And she's like,
Wow, wow,
she's like, can I lick it off you?
wow. That's fucking hot, bro.
And
Who are you?
I was like, who are you? I literally said, who are you? After that, she took it out of my mouth,
Oh
Wow,
Christ.
that's so
and
forward, eh?
she was like, Layla.
Layla.
I'm like,
Layla.
damn.
Do you think it could be a French thing?
I think it is a French thing,
I
honestly.
think the
Like it's like,
French are so much more sexual than we are here.
hell yeah, bro. So
So the
after
song of
after that happened, I had to run back to the kitchen. It was just like too much. Like, like orders are coming out. Like we're sending things on the fly. Like I love this, but bitch, I have to get back to work. So she says Layla, and I leave, you know. But then through the night, she's like grinding on her other friends, and it's like house progressive music playing, and it was in Key Biscayne, and like she just grinding on with her friends, and like she starts like making out with her friends, and then people start leaving, but her crowd stays, and then we have to, the party stays on until the party's over, basically. And it was her friend's birthday party, so obviously they partied until they passed out. but she didn't get wasted. It's like she knew what she was doing. She was very seductive the whole night. Like I knew what she was on, but I didn't, and I didn't want to, overstep the boundaries or anything like that. But I knew what she was doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah,
knew she was playing with me,
yeah.
and I wanted to play too. But it's so hard because I'm juggling. I'm juggling. I
Right.
have to stay professional. I can't. It's unprofessional. So the night starts to end, and I start to pick up, and I start to pack up, and she's like, "Meet me in the bathroom,"
Oh fuck.
and I can't say the rest.
Oh.
And Brendan, okay.
Can you message me the rest?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll message you the rest.
Nice
Oh.
ending. And
And
Brendan
she was wearing, and she was wearing Chanel number 5.
and that's the good
Wow.
cologne.
Wow.
That's
She
the
was wearing
icing on the
Chanel,
cake.
and I was
And
wearing
Brendan,
Misia. I was wearing
have
Misia
they
that night.
And you're going out with her tonight?
I'm going out with her tonight.
good for you?
What should I wear tonight? I have to wear Chanel. Should I wear 31 Rue Cambon? I don't know.
Brendan, where Chanel number 5?
No.
No,
I
no,
have to
no.
wear
Yeah,
something that
wear
complements.
Ricambone.
and,
Ricambone is a good one.
and have they played
Which
Layla?
one's a good one, Eugene?
Ricambone.
Rue Cambon. I want to wear Rue Cambon tonight.
Yeah. If she wore number 5, I think it's okay to wear Ricambone then.
Okay, Rue Cambon is for him.
Or a
Rue
boy.
Cambon it is.
Ricambone or boy. Ricambone is richer.
Cambon, bambon.
Yeah.
Have they played?
Bamboni.
Rue Camboni.
Have they played Layla by Eric Clapton that night?
You got me on your knees.
Brother, she has the most soft. She has the most softest lips ever.
Wow.
Brandon, I wish you all the best. Not only for the birthday.
Are you falling in love, Brandon?
I think so, man.
Yeah. So how long has it been now?
It's been a week, bro. Relax.
week.
We're moving really quick.
Yeah, but I want to know about your feelings, man. I want to know what you're feeling, bro.
She's amazing, bro. Like,
Tell us what
be
you
honest.
feel, because we live through you, man. We'll live through our feelings. Will live through your feelings.
Absolutely, bro. I think I'm falling in love. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
And
And
Bobby,
she's like, I don't know if you know who this person is, but do you know who Corinne Reutfeld is? Corinne Reutfeld?
I don't.
She's Tom Ford's best friend, and she's French. But she's old, but she's so hot. And she wears this lipstick, and she always wears this mascara. And she's old, but she's so hot. And she had Oscar de la Renta, a very nice Oscar de la Renta dress on. It was black, and it was see-through, and she had like nice black heels, and her hair was brunette, and it was long, but it like was like weirdly parted, and she had red lipstick on it, and then she had like this nice like Chanel bag on her. Like she gets it, she really does get it. But we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
That's Miami for you.
Just be careful, though, man. Be careful. Be careful. Just
like
be
you
careful.
say. And
Like it's
You're right.
nice. It's nice to feel all that, but protect your heart, man.
yeah, sure.
You're right. You're right.
Same attitude. And Brendan, here's the message for you from Bobby. Wear Guerlain. Wear Guerlain instead of Chanel. Play your own game. Change the cards.
I don't think I could wear any girl on. I mean, no. Like,
If you
I'm hooked. I'm hooked on 31 Rue Cambon for tonight.
okay,
It's done.
and
That's a good one, man.
if you
That's a
would
good one.
pick up something from Guerlain, what it would be for that night?
It probably would be.
What would you pick
probably-
for that occasion? Kurbeluga.
No.
No, I'm just joking. Florian,
Perur. Probably Perur.
what's that?
Perur.
Parur.
Yeah. Baru.
That's nice.
Shanti Aroms. That's my favorite.
Eugene, what would you
That's
what would
nice.
you what would you pick for him for that night?
For Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
I think Rocambole is a good one.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
I
And
was going on a date right now, like today, I'd probably wear Monsieur, like Frederick.
oh,
Monsieur.
Frederick Mall.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's sexy.
That's fucking sexy.
And
Yeah.
he knows it. That's why.
That's fucking sexy.
And that's why he picked that.
This guy's got all the tricks, man.
Just wear
This guy's
Monsieur,
got
bro. Do you have
all the
Monsieur?
tricks.
If you have Monsieur, that'll make an impression too. It's so masculine. I think Monsieur is really you, eh?
I think it is.
Like you could be the model for Monsieur. Like you got that bristly mustache, just like they have those bristly fibers in the perfume, you know?
Yeah.
It's very textured.
He's the second Apollo Creed.
Who? What?
Brandon looks like Apollo Creed from Rocky.
Oh, Apollo Creed. Yeah.
Apollo Creed. Sorry for my.
But all jokes aside, I'm actually going to be the first model for Les Abstraits.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
That's-
Okay,
there you
I
go.
take it
It's
seriously.
done. It's done.
It's done, and I
Is
don't.
it? Is
Yeah,
it done?
It's done.
I don't doubt about it.
When was I going to find out about this?
I told you a long time ago, but I don't know. It went over your head. It went over your comb over.
Brandon, you got message here from Pat Lester. Brandon, go bold, go bold, and vers le lion.
You know, if Brandon goes bald, he would look like that guy that did, what is it, The Price is Right? What's that guy's name?
Oh yes.
I don't remember.
I don't.
He's
I
like
don't
a
know.
motivational speaker.
I am bald.
You're not bald. Are you? I can't even see you, bro.
No.
You are bald. You shaved your head, right?
I shaved my head.
Or I guess you're going to look like that dude then.
And I like the bravery that you have to have when you're shaving your head completely. And
What do you mean? Like the first
I
time?
honestly love Eugene when he had his short hair.
How short?
With
Like
the
shaved?
Derby Guerlain short. Like Eugene's sexiest moment was in the Derby Guerlain review.
When was that?
I have to search.
He
I
was
have to
he
search
was
for that
clean.
right now.
He was
I
clean
remember
shaven.
that video.
Please look it up. Look it up. Look it up. He looks so
I'm
fucking
looking it up.
sexy. So sexy, this guy.
Yeah, I remember the Eugene shaved his
Oh
hair
yes. Well, that was well.
maybe a year or 2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
when
it
I-
was.
Clean
when I-
shaven.
It was 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, I think I reviewed that from my apartment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Clean shaven.
And
Nice denim t-shirt.
yeah, but I
Short
connect
hair.
Eugene. I always connect
Sexy
Eugene
bastard.
with his haircut and with his. He has tons of hair,
Tons
lots
of-
of hair.
This guy has tons of hair.
That's the Thierry Vassa haircut, I think.
Yeah, the kind of.
Guys,
Wasser
what do
guy.
we think about Teddy
Isn't
Wasser?
it?
He's got great hair. Wasser has
Does
great
he?
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's always just like
Bobby,
he looks like Pat Riley from the New York Knicks.
Oh yes,
sometimes.
he does. Yeah, he does have great hair. Yeah.
He uses a lot of gel.
It's obvious. It's obvious that it's not his. Those
I don't
waves
think
are completely in the opposite
I wonder
direction.
if it's real.
Yeah, it's a wig.
It's too perfect. Like it looks too perfect to be real.
Yeah, too greasy.
Well, it depends. I
Eugene-
mean, his hairline definitely has reached his temples. Not really, but it
He's
is
got great hair.
increasing.
Great hair. Great hair. He's got
Yeah.
great hair.
The
He's got
gray
awesome.
hair looks good. And Eugene's got message here. Eugene reminds me
Of
of
course.
young Rock Hudson. Who's that? Rock Hudson. Bobby is like
Hey, Bobby always has that knife in the ribs, and he's just twerking it,
yeah,
twerking it,
yeah.
twerking it, twerking it. Hey, Bobby,
He's,
don't make me get corky now.
I don't
he's
feel a single thing, I don't feel anything.
he's waiting for waiting for right
Yeah, I
moment.
don't feel anything either.
I don't really feel it. I don't feel that twerking. I don't
It's
feel
a
it.
it's fun, and it has to be. That'll be fun.
You know, the reason why it's twerking so much is because he's still stuck on those privés.
Yeah, he's stuck in those corks. He's stuck on me feeding my dog the Sauvage hamburger. I think he's still stuck there. I think
Bobby,
he got really upset when I fed my dog the Sauvage McDonald's hamburger.
Could you elaborate on that? I'm very curious.
Bobby will tell you.
Mhm.
Bobby won't tell me anything except for Hermes being stiff.
He will. He's
Tell us, Bobby.
Get Bobby on here.
Please.
Bobby, come on.
Bobby,
Get
come
Bobby,
on.
come on.
Sending a link, Bobby. You're still commenting it, but not joining us. Light the stream. Light the stream with the fire.
Rise from the comments, please.
Send over the L'homme idéal EDP. Oh no, Bobby. Don't you dare to bring the
What?
L'homme idéal
Gene, I
EDP.
think you need to
What's
give
wrong with
1932 a
Lomidal?
chance again.
Yeah? Why?
Jesus Christ, it's beautiful, man. Please give it a chance again, please.
No doubt
Give
it's
1932
beautiful.
a chance.
No doubt it's beautiful. But
My God.
I don't think it stacks up to the others.
Would you say this is your least favorite?
It's my least worn, yeah.
Fuck.
I would just rather wear 31 Rue or something.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. I just think, you know what it is with this thing? It kind of feels juvenile to me.
Ah. Why is
It
that?
feels a bit, it doesn't feel complete.
Okay.
It doesn't feel complete.
Just sprayed. Heading out to work. Great stream. Bobby, it's not enough to write it. Come on to join us, even if you're going to work. Even if you're heading to work. We don't care. You're heading to work. Hey, yeah, 1932 reminds me of Gabriel Assange. Bobby, you're always too kind, and we love you. We all love you.
Bobby is the opposite. Bobby is not kind.
Don't
Trust
joke.
me.
Okay, and guys, are you familiar with? I've bought Anson's Rose, and I don't know if we talk about it with Brendan, but not with Eugene. Have you tried?
Yeah,
Is that
I have that.
Melange? Oh, it's the new tower. Okay. I don't know
It's
it.
one of the recent ones, and to me,
Mhm.
it's very fresh, very
What
green.
what number is it? 7?
It's a number 6. Anson's Rose, very fresh green, airy rose, connected with green fresh incense.
And patchouli.
And patchouli as well, but it's very green, very maybe this is the closest thing that I can imagine is the Descender, maybe
It's very green and
that way, and that's the base ground.
green and rubbery. I remember it being green and rubbery, and and churchy, and very wet. But then it dries down to a very dry rose.
Yeah,
It transitions a lot. I remember that it had a huge transition to it.
Yeah, and that's what interests me. Yeah, it's completely different what anything that I have in my collection, and
Yeah.
that's why I invest money into that. Yeah, it seems to me interesting, and every single minute be connected with this is a enjoyment, is a moment of joy, and that's why all buy perfumes. And if we decide to buy something, it must be at least that good. At least for me, at least to me. No, it's a good thing. Yeah, maybe more than L'air du désert marocain. That is too ambery, too sweet to me. And amber is everywhere in these days, so the it doesn't smell that interesting to me. So for that impression that I sprayed on a hand. Hopefully, I'm not bored you with that topic.
I don't know. I like L'Heure du Désert. I think it's quite interesting in amber.
Yeah,
It's a big
wanna
amber.
yeah, I wanna
And I
buy it as
think
a secret
I don't
bottle.
find it very sweet. I find it quite austere.
It's got both sweet and dry elements for me.
Sweet
Yeah,
and dry. It's maybe
It's
because
very. It's got a lot of contrasts.
yeah, yeah.
It feels like it's built around contrast.
Mhm. I sprayed now here in the winter times on my wrist, and I'm decided to buy it. But
Well,
yeah,
you know what?
after instant use.
Thinking I have here, I have Chergui,
Hmm. They're
and
similar.
I think there's a similarity between Chergui and L'Heure du Désert, and it's not
Yeah,
very obvious. It's not an obvious similarity, you know.
but it
But I
is.
think
It
it's
is,
the airiness.
and the amberiness as well.
Well, they're both ambers, that's for sure. But
They're similar, but Shergi seems to me more sweet, and
yes,
Red
sort
Desert
of.
Moroccan
Yeah.
has that Moroccan vibe, more that
Well,
Arabian.
but did you know that Chergui is also a wind
Yeah, it,
from
it means
Morocco?
a wind from a Morocco. Yeah, the
So,
name is so.
well, I don't
Yeah,
know about that. Maybe there's
each
some
of the
connection there.
perfumes, it's interesting topic as well. Each of these perfumes trying to depict and describe that Moroccan air and Moroccan desert from the different perspectives.
Well, I've never been to Morocco, never smelled their winds, but I am curious now. I think both of them are
I mean, how are the
very
kids, bro?
interesting in the fact that they're very airy, a very airy sense with compositions that are quite heavy. You know.
That's the connection that Eugene was referring to.
How are the kids, Eugene?
Kids are great.
Good.
Kids went home.
You're driving now?
Dude, does it look like I'm driving?
No, no, no. Because you were a bit out of an angle, so it would be very difficult to handle. Yeah, I tried to imagine that.
Hey, you gotta stop, man.
He's got that stuff.
You know, I love it when you wear black. You look so sexy in it.
Thank you. I love when you wear black.
Thank you.
And Brendan, it's much better when you're not wearing any hat. I have to say, it's the best because it's that courage and boldness just to be as you are. I don't wear anything on my. Sometimes, maybe yes. Sometimes when it's really
Well,
uh,
the reason why I
hot.
wear a hat is because I'm partly Jewish, so it's part of my religion.
But you mean a cap, not hat. The
As
cap.
long as I'm protecting my head. I just finished getting my certifications in the religion. So I had to go through a trial. I had to protect my head for some time. But in terms of that, I'm a hat lover. I love hats. I have so many hats, and it's part of my uniform. In all honesty, um, but you're right. It's good to let the head breathe in a while. I really like Eugene's hats, though. Have you seen Eugene's hat collection?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen his hat. It was like gardener hat.
Thanks for dragging me into it.
How can you not love this guy? I mean, he's so genuine. He's so serious. Bobby says he don't know what he gonna wear tonight. Go with 31. Definition of bold, not bald.
Killing.
I say 31 or Monsieur.
Why Monsieur?
Why not? It's because it has a growl to it, and it seems like this girl is kind of feisty, and she wants to dance with a cat. So why not?
Then why not Antaeus?
What sense?
Yeah, Antaeus would work just as fine.
Well,
Very much.
that's got more of a growl.
Does it?
I think it does.
I think they both cover that territory really well. Antaeus is great for that. I agree.
I mean, I'd be wearing Antaeus.
I'm saying Monsieur because I've worn Monsieur more recently, and I've worn it 3 days in a row in the past little while. So it's really stuck in my head. But I would say Monsieur.
3 days in a row.
Yeah.
How about
Holy
that?
shit! Tell me how you got there.
I just enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it and wanted to keep wearing it.
Yeah, it
So
sometimes
why not?
happens to me as well. Yeah, I wore this one, Dans les Bleus, for many days. I think it was a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you just enjoy something, you just keep going with it, right? And that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you just go with it.
And I treasure it when it happens.
And then when you wear it for 3 days in a row, you start to discover things in it that you've never seen.
Yes.
Before. These little quirks, and you're like, oh. So it's nice. You get to know it on a better level.
So do you think that first impressions are subjective?
First impressions on what? In general?
Perfume. Yeah, in general.
Well, I have this theory, and I don't think it's only about myself. But whenever my first impressions on a smell are very rarely my last, and I need to wear that fragrance a good few times, before my brain kind of gets into, there's a lot of things our noses cannot smell.
Right.
And so I can give you, for instance, when I first smelled Samsara by Guerlain, I thought it was this very, very pissy, white floral, Chanel number 5 type of smell. And after a week of wearing it, I finally discovered the nuttiness the nuts in samsara.
Sandalwood.
And samsara now to me is very nutty. Whenever I go back to it, I cannot. I only perceive it as nutty. I cannot go back to my first impression. That's lost now.
That happens to me quite often too. I will lose the first impression and never
Yeah,
see it again.
yeah. It's I think it happens the same with it happened the same with Dans le Bleu to me. Now that I know where it's going, I can no longer perceive it as my first time. But that's fine.
Even
That's
like
fine.
when I just recently got Frederick Mull's Heaven Can Wait and I wore it the first time, it wore very different than what I know it now as. But part of that is the perfume is still macerating. The more air you get inside of the bottle, the perfume will change. So, I've seen it in a very specific way that has changed for the better since.
Hmm.
But I'll never be able to see it the way I saw it that first time because the perfume now inside is different.
Hmm. It happened to me with L'Heure Bleue as well. Yeah, I think L'Heure Bleue is very difficult to perceive correctly when first smelling it.
Yeah, that's something that is quite musky, and your nose could lose
Hmm.
location of it.
Yep. Yeah. My first perception of L'Heure Bleue was this dirty musk, this dirty, sour, soapy musk.
Old and musty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Old and now it's like the best iris ever created. I mean,
Yeah, now it's like something you want to eat.
yeah, yeah. Especially in X-ray form.
They're blue,
Well,
more denser than uh, what's that? Than Mitsuko, a bit.
well, they're very different scents. They're very different architectures. Mitsuko can be very dense as well.
Yeah, EDP.
Mitsuko can get dense, especially in X-ray form, but it's a different type of density. As dense as Mitsuko is, it will never be as dense as L'Heure Bleu. That's for sure. L'Heure Bleu has the. I mean, I do appreciate it when a fragrance is the best at so many things. And I think L'Heure Bleu is the best at being an iris, and and at the same time is the best at being a tonka.
Mhm.
The Tonka.
Yes, it's a very
Interesting.
good tonka smell. Yes, but you need experience with L'Heure Bleu to kind of get into the. I think I've wore Mitsuko,
Are
L'Heure
you are
Bleu,
you
and
talking about
Shalimar.
the extract?
All of them. All
All
of
of
them.
them.
Yes.
Wow,
There's a
I
lot of
still
Tonka in L'Heure Bleu. A lot of it.
still haven't smelt any. I don't know. I might have to go back. I might have to go back.
Have you? I'm sure you smelled La Plus Beau Jour de ma vie from Guerlain.
Yeah,
That's a
that,
very heavy Tonka, right?
that's Tonka heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you smelled Tonka Sarapia? I'm sure you did.
No, by who?
No? Exactly. By Guerlain.
I've never heard of it.
I'm so glad you're saying this. I've never heard of it either.
Why would I not say it if like I've not heard of it? I've never heard of it.
Well,
When did it come out?
it came out with the X-rays, the expensive X-rays this
Oh,
year.
right. Okay, now you're ringing. Now it's ringing
I
a bell.
I thought you were joking because
Yeah, I
I
haven't been
mean,
following the X-rates
for
much. I
me,
honestly, I
for
could care
me,
less
yeah,
at this point. Like
me
Guerlain
too.
is like they've really fell off of my radar in the last couple of
They're a
years.
dumpster fire.
But they're worse. But yeah, I agree. Dumpster fire.
Guerlain are a dumpster fire right now. And it's sad. It's sad to me because it's my favorite house, but they are a dumpster fire, and I don't think they can recuperate.
You
I don't
don't
think they
think that
want to.
they're
I don't think they want to recuperate. I think they're really enjoying the way they're going. I think this is exactly
Yes,
what they wanted.
yes.
This is why they brought in Thierry Vasset, and this is, when Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy bought them, this is exactly what they want to do, was deconstruct their history. They wanted to just buy the brand name, have the brand image, the reputation, the distribution, and just water the hell out of it. Like, water it down to something that is mass appealing and will be mass produced and mass consumed. That's what Louis Vuitton does. But they do it really well in their commercial way, right?
Yes, and for many years, even after the purchase, it was still fine.
I mean, was it? What I mean, it was
I think it
acceptable.
was.
It was
I think it
acceptable,
was.
but it wasn't like classic Get Along. It wasn't like the stuff that we knew. You could already
Yes,
see hints of easiness, of
it's true. But even, when talking about Coriolan or Maora,
right.
I think, or Metallique or Metalis, I think they're gorgeous scents.
And that's
what are
exactly
your
what they
That
thoughts?
didn't
have
want to create. Louis Vuitton has no interest in creating stuff like that
Yep.
because those aren't the perfumes that are going to sell in large numbers.
Well, now they're launching tobacco honey and the ouds and all the crap.
I smelt the
Which
oud. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ouds. The three ouds.
I think they're derivative and uninspired and just plain boring. I did like oud coal, but not enough to get it. Anyway, it's too expensive for me because the
I didn't
price
enjoy it.
increases.
I didn't enjoy it at all.
Well, not
Like,
enough to purchase.
at all, yeah. Even if I had a bottle, I don't think I would ever reach for it. I would just not wear it.
Yeah, it's
He's
a
not
shame.
talking to
It's
you.
a shame what's going on there.
He's so happy. He's already.
It's like a
Huh?
train wreck.
He already.
I know that nigga ready to get out there.
He like shit. I'm packing already.
I know.
You spoke to him?
They're paying him? Wow.
And he's starting.
And he's starting. How can he not start with a highlight reel like that? It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's nice. Guerlain vetiver.
That's where Daryl
That's a
went
good
first.
Yeah, that's where Daryl went.
scent of the day.
He's super happy. He said the facility is like 10 times things better.
All right. We'll talk to you later. I'm on live.
Virginia is baby.
Mute
My
him.
cousin just got got a full ride to West Virginia
A
for
scholarship?
football. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Congrats.
man. Well, shout out Jaheem.
That's awesome.
If you're watching this, you know you're gonna do big things.
There you go, man.
Who's that?
Um,
Caboose Juice.
Caboose. Boosie. Lucy Boosie.
28 La Pausa.
What you laughing, Florian?
Loosey goosey.
The verse.
Loose goose.
Listen, man. I think I need some baklava in my life right now.
Mmm.
It's
Baklava
like
is where it's at, man.
baklava, sweet, milky,
Honey, I want some baklava now.
honey, 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 honey.
Can you
Sweet.
can you get some
And
baklava
I know
in?
Eugene has been eating many sweets. He just hasn't been posting them, but I know he's been eating many sweets.
How do you
And he's,
know?
I know you have.
How do you know?
I know you have.
Tell me, how do you know? I want to know how you know what I've been doing. Tell me.
Go,
How
go
do
like
you
this.
know?
Look, go
Huh?
like this. Take your hand, put it right here
I can't see what you're
on
doing,
this.
bro.
Put it right here on the stomach.
Right?
oh, that's there.
Is that what you
Okay.
mean? Okay.
I got you.
That's always been there, bro.
And
That's
Eugene posted the video of baklava and all those sweets on Instagram. So
oh
I've seen
yeah.
it on Instagram. So you remember that? Yeah, that's from there. And
I
caboose
love
juice,
baklava.
baklava.
I ate
I have
all of
Baklava.
this.
those. I ate that whole tray in one night. Like and finished it.
No.
But dude, 15 minutes after I was gone, the tray was done.
I've
Yeah.
been indulging in fresh baklava on the weekend.
I was
I
I was
can't take
downtown. I wasn't
it.
planning on carrying anything. I was not carrying anything. I don't carry anything home. I don't like to carry stuff, so I'll get rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rid of it. Get fucking rid of it.
Get rid of it, man.
So I'm a big lover of florals. I'm a big lover. I'm not a big lover of leather, only when it comes to Queer Um, but
What's
I'm a
up with
big
that?
lover of florals. And this always brings me joy.
What is that?
Or the
Chanel
cologne.
number 19.
Mmm. Sweet.
This always brings me joy. And this is honestly signature scent worthy, in my opinion. But better than this is Bauerspiro.
Mmm. Why?
Because I think with the EDT, there's like this piercing leather note and the hay, and then it gets nasty and filthy. But then you see the sunlight beaming through the window like how it's beaming right now.
Are you talking about 19 or Bella Speedo?
Bauerspiro.
Okay.
There's a piercing leather note.
I get a black leather, a very
I get a
dark leather.
black leather too. But it's not saffron.
In number 19.
What is it?
It's
What
like a
is it?
black leather.
A black leather.
It's like a saddle leather,
Kind of.
like a horsey leather.
Yeah.
And it's done so well. It's done so well.
It's elegant.
It's super elegant. And it honestly reminds me of a Hermes perfume in a way.
Yeah,
Like
which
it's
one?
done in a Hermes way.
It's the softness.
Yes,
It's the
like it
softness of
reminds
the
me of
leather.
Hermesons.
Yeah. Chanel's are soft like that.
Okay. Here's almost midnight, 6 minutes into the midnight. So
Well, it's 1 o'clock where I am.
yeah, and for you, it's almost
It's
1
late.
o'clock.
Yeah.
So what are you
Yeah,
trying to
it's 1
say,
a.m.
Milos?
So we're probably just go on in streaming, or you probably will appear on your stream, Eugene's stream, or Brandon's stream. Brandon will appear there. Just switch into the another channel and go on there.
I've got my streaming fill for the day here, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Same
enough
here,
streaming,
buddy.
yeah.
I'm full, man. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe later we can catch a stream.
Yeah.
Later tonight.
Why not?
Why not?
I enjoyed Anna's presence. She was really fun.
Yeah, she was great. Anna was great. She was so open and willing and communicative, and she
Right.
shared a lot. She went really deep, and
She's tough, eh?
yeah, she's a little bit tough. I feel like she's a little bit jaded, maybe.
I have to watch whole the stream because I've
Maybe
seen only
jaded.
a couple
Huh?
of minutes. What's that, Brandon?
You should go ahead and watch the stream. Most importantly, lick the stream.
Yeah,
Like the stream.
yeah.
Lick the stream.
How many people are here?
There were 8 or 7 or 5. Don't know. It's if it's bad timing or that
Who else is here? Who else is in the chat? Say hello if you're here.
Caboose, Bobby, Dushan wasn't there. Maybe in the start. And Florian's friend, Marino. Probably.
This is juvenile, man. This is juvenile. This is
What?
juvenile.
What is?
1932, man.
Why? I thought you said you loved it.
I love it, but now that I keep on smelling, it's like you're not finished. What happened?
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty great. I prefer to wear the other Les Exclusives over it.
So, 1932 or Gardenia?
I don't own Gardenia, but I have 1932. Gardenia is kind of like La Pausa, eh?
No.
No?
No,
You'll see.
Gardenia is
It's much
Gardenia is like
greener.
it's much greener, but Gardenia is like have you smelled Guerlain's Champs-Élysées?
Yeah,
Gardenia is like Champs-Élysées.
very floral.
Super floral. Very floral. 1932 is like
But there is, I mean, in
powdery,
Gardenia, I think
powdery,
there
very
is a
powdery.
sort of carnality to it. There's a certain body to Gardenia, I think, and I think it kind of warrants the comparison to La Pausa. There's a powderiness to Gardenia, isn't it?
I would have to revisit it.
I doubt it. Again, no powderiness in Gardenia. But oddly enough, I get some powder in Crittarusi. I get powder in Crittarusi. But you cannot forget about Bondizini. You cannot forget about it, man.
I think Brandon should live stream his date tonight.
Okay, how many hours till the date, Brandon? Bobby's is
What time-
asking.
What
you
time is
for-
the date?
12 o'clock, midnight,
At midnight?
midnight.
Why so late? Damn, that's late. Like, where is she at? Like 8 o'clock. What is she doing at 8 o'clock?
Hmm?
What's wrong with 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
Working?
Oh, she is? Or you?
You know,
Am I asking
She's
too many?
probably
You can just tell me to stop if I'm asking too many questions.
no, she's probably getting ready at 8.
Why couldn't she be getting ready at 4?
Because she's woman. It takes so long.
I've never gone on a date at midnight. This is really interesting. I've never met somebody
Me
on a
neither.
date at midnight. Like, my dates are at 6, at 7, at 8, at 9, maybe, like the latest.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. It was my idea.
Why?
I just like doing shit that's never been done before.
It's so
Right.
fucking bizarre. I love it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Something
what the
special
fuck?
and unusual.
She's gonna be like, who is this guy?
Wants to impress
Like,
her.
what
Like
kind
I
of
know she was expecting. I know she was expecting like 6,
Yeah.
7, maybe
Yeah.
8,
Everything
10.
else
But I
than
told her
midnight.
midnight.
bro? What the fuck?
And she asked, she's like, why so late? And I said, because I'm bringing the witches.
Oh shit!
Okay, guys.
You gotta have something, you know. You gotta have something prepared.
Yeah, I
we
do.
are
So
we
we
are
have it.
trying to
I reserved. I
end
reserved the.
the stream.
I reserved the table at Zizi's.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's Zizi's like an Italian cuisine restaurant, and
Yeah,
they like have like a private lounge in
yeah.
there, and up top is Socialista, and
Layla.
downstairs is like a club, like a lounge club, and it's like a club, like people are dancing, but it's like dinner tables around, so
Mm,
it's like a club with dinner,
nice.
and there's soundproof rooms in there, filled with glass.
Really?
So each dinner table, it's a room, but it's all glass, so you can see like the people dancing from
Yeah.
the outside.
Nice.
So I reserved the table for 12 in the back. And
Okay.
it's like it looks like a Japanese restaurant. You have to go through a door. It's very dim in there.
Did you
It's
groom?
dark. It's dark. It's sexy. It's mysterious.
Did you groom?
Yes, I did groom. Well, she likes it hairy.
She likes it hairy, eh?
She does.
Damn. Wow.
She likes it hairy, man.
27-year-olds like him hairy, eh? I
She's
never would have
28.
28.
28. 28 in French.
Fuck. Sweet.
Okay.
You know, as you know, as they make the gesture, as the Italian mobsters make the gesture.
Fungu.
Fangu.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be a good night. And if it's not a good night, I'll tell you all about it. Maybe on the stream.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. What are you
Hop
gonna
on.
wear? Let us know what you're wearing, and then I'm gonna go.
All right. So I made up my mind. I'm gonna wear 31 Rukembo. So 31
Nice.
Rukembo. Here it is.
Okay. Final decision.
31 Rukembo EDT.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
we'll
cool,
see
man.
tomorrow. We'll see
Send,
tomorrow.
send us some updates, all right? We want to hear all
All
about
right.
it.
I'll send you some updates. I'll text
All right.
you.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank
Thank
you,
you, guys.
Florian.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Milos.
joining.
All right,
Thank
Thank
you,
you
guys.
for
Eugene,
having
for
me.
being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you,
I
bro.
appreciate you. And I
Thank
love
Thank
you
you
all.
guys being here. Yeah. Stay safe
All
and
right,
enjoy
guys.
your
Bye,
midnight.
everyone.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank
Drive
you,
safe.
Eugene.
See you, Tudor. Thanks, Milos.
Thank you, Florian. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll make another one anytime when you're free to do
Sure.
that.
Sure. That sounds
So,
nice. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
and be well. Bye. Be fine, Eugene. Bye
See you,
now.
chat. Bye, chat.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.